It is, oh God, it's November, it's November 20th. Sorry, I always forget the date when I come in here. It's November 20th, 2025. This is the Goffstown Budget Committee, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we're going to do roll call. Allison?
Allison DeCesare.
James Piercy.
Rich Gerald.
Richard Manzo, Select Board Rep.
Samantha Kearns.
Elizabeth DuBrule?
Jared Talbot, School Board Rep.
Brian Mazer.
Mark Renaud, Village Water Precinct.
Laura Stevens.
Olivia Welch-Erdahl.
Joe Alexander.
Israel Carey.
Doug Pounds is excused. Okay, so next up is, sorry. Peter?
Peter Grigor-Bacchus, present.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna need that reminder tonight. Okay, do we have anyone for public comment? You can come on up. If you could just sign in on the clipboard there. And just a quick reminder, Shannon, we limit public comment to 3 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, so two things. One, you have a fan club. There's a bunch of people who watch the meetings online. And that's not necessarily for you. It's kind of for
No, I meant for the budget committee. I was like, wow, they must be really bored.
No, they're not. So this is
Do we
for
need to start with?
Adam.
Oh, can you give your name?
Oh,
and-
Shannon Carey, 16 Gorham Pond Road.
Okay, thank you.
I mainly notice it when Adam comes up to speak. I think he's just a soft-spoken person. So sometimes your voice trails off and you're like, can't hear what you guys are saying. So just a reminder for people who because we all watch at home, that try not to veer away because it doesn't pick it up. So I'm speaking tonight as a taxpayer in the community, as someone who's worked in real estate, and as the daughter of someone who has spent over 30 years in the industry. I'm familiar with how the market behaves and what usually drives people to sell their homes. Over the past week, I've reviewed the official New Hampshire Realtors data for Goffstown. One number jumped out immediately. Closed home sales doubled from 10 in October 2024 to 22 in October of this year. 120% increase. This spike didn't happen in April or May. It happened in October, which is one of the slowest real estate months of the year. Now, I know some are going to say this simply means more people want to move into Goffstown, and maybe some do. But that misses the point entirely. The concern isn't who is moving in, it's who's being pushed out. When you see off-season sales double, it's almost always driven by existing residents, often long-time, deeply rooted members of the community, selling because they can no longer afford to stay. These sales also line up directly with when tax bills went out in July. And that's not a coincidence. These are the families who have built this town. Seniors on fixed incomes, young families stretching every dollar, people who've coached our teams, volunteered in our schools, and paid into our tax base for decades. They shouldn't be priced out of their own hometown. And yet, we're looking at a 13% proposed budget increase, while Social Security recipients are only getting a 2.8% COLA. Those numbers do not match, and they cannot match for the people who are already struggling. With my background and speaking with several local real estate agents, I can tell you when people start selling their homes in the fall at double the rate of prior years, it's not because they're eager to go. It's because they feel they have no choice. That's not healthy growth, that's displacement. I'm asking the committee to take these trends seriously as you deliberate. If the cost of government keeps rising faster than the residents' incomes, we'll see even more long-time and generational families forced out next year. Please prioritize needs over wants. We currently have 45 active homes on the market here in Goffstown, and many homeowners in Goffstown cannot sustain a 13% increase. Many cannot even sustain a 5% increase. And I've left if anyone wants to see them. These are the reports from the New Hampshire Real Estate Association.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so we are diving, there's nobody else here for public comment, I don't think. Okay, then we are going to dive right back into our deliberations on the town side. We have 4 departments to get through tonight. So, I don't know if you guys have an order. I mean, I would say library because you're sitting right in my line of sight. So if you guys want to come up and go, that'd be great. So we are just going to start our line by line. You guys have already made your presentations. And it's tab 9. Right? Oh, that's the presentation, sorry. The page, 25. Thank you, Jared. All right, page 25. From the committee, questions, motions, things you want to talk about? We're on page 25. Joe?
I'll kick it off. I did some independent research prior to this meeting. While I feel for Diane not having her own phone and having to go to the car, I just don't think it's necessarily like a necessary expense for the town. There's other department heads that use their personal cell phones, including probably half of them in the room right now. So I would just say that I'm just gonna make a motion to cut $500 out of mobile communication line.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Got that, Sam? Brian, second.
Sorry,
Joe
I'm like
motioned
still looking.
and Brian seconded.
What line is it?
470-66. Yep.
So, reduce line 470, 500.
Joe, you want to speak to your motion?
I think I did. It's $500, so I don't want to spend a ton of time on it, but I just think like if we're making cuts, like I think the library budget's looks pretty good this year. So that's probably what I would do if anything.
Okay. Brian, do you want to speak to your second?
I have nothing to add to that.
Okay. Laura?
I just want to correct what I think might be misinformation, is that all department heads do have an issued cell phone. I think Derek.
That is something I would like to, I was actually going to ask the same thing.
I think Derek said that
can you,
last.
can you give us a fact check on that? Who's
That's
using
not
their personal
misinformation.
phone and who isn't?
I thought he said
For the
last
town.
time that everyone
I
had
can
one.
speak for myself. The select board has not directed me to carry a town-issued cell phone. I use my personal cell phone. There are other department heads that have a cell phone versus some have their personal cell phone.
Okay, because last time, I think I wrote it down specifically because I looked at this line too. I was like, what? Just because it felt very unusual, and I thought it was said that every department head has an issued phone, so I just wanted to make sure we were clear on that. That's all.
Wait,
Okay.
so do they or don't they?
It's mixed, it sounds like. It's mixed. James?
Derek, for those heads who are using their personal cell phones, is there a stipend for their data and usage that the town pays them?
So I believe we have a couple that are on employment agreements with the select board. They receive it as part of their employment agreement. I am an employee at will and do not have an employment agreement, so I am not paid a stipend.
Okay, thank you.
Does anybody still have plans where you have to account for your data? I mean, doesn't everybody have unlimited texting and data now? No?
Everybody does.
Oh, okay. Then I'll put in a plug for Verizon.
I mean, I do, but I know they still exist, yeah.
Okay. Okay. More discussion? Allison?
I guess I was mostly sold on the fact that there is no place in the library that the director can have a private conversation. There are no offices. There isn't even a door on her tiny little office down the stairs. It's a curtain. So when you have to go have a private conversation to your car, you can't carry a landline out there.
Further discussion? Are we ready to vote? Okay, we will start. Izzy, we'll start with you. We have to do roll call votes now. okay?
Yes. Joe, yes.
No.
We'll come back to Laura.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Abstain.
No.
Yes.
No.
No. No.
No.
Peter?
No.
Laura?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 5 in favor, 8 opposed, 1 abstention.
Okay, so the motion fails. Okay. Other questions?
Wait, did I get that right?
I have 4, 9, and 1.
No, Mark.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Sam voted yes.
5.
Did you count Peter, Sam?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah, we should.
Joe, Brian, and Sam voted yes.
Mark?
Hey, Mark.
Mark, okay, thank you.
I got it right this time? Oh my gosh, you guys. It's very exciting to
You set the bar too high, though.
Okay, let's keep going. It's only a 1 1/4 page budget, so is there anything on the second page? Okay, can we say we're done with the library? All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Since we're on a roll, let's do Parks and Rec. Which is page 23? Yes, page 23.
I just thought you were just perpetual misinformation. I don't always respect.
Okay, page 23, line by line, anything people want to talk about, make a motion about? Joe?
I would like to look at the water line, reference line 436. What, do you have updated actuals? Danielle or Derek, maybe Rick?
Well, I'm sitting here, I guess I can answer it. No, not being mean, I'm sorry, that was rude.
Oh, no, I don't.
Anyhow, right now we're at about 7,000, and we still gotta get the fourth quarter, all of December. So we'll still probably spend about another 3,000 with Manchester, the Village, and Grassmere. So it'll be
You're,
about 10.
like, just to follow up, you're watering, what are you using it for? Are you watering land or,
Oh, God, yeah.
okay.
You missed that one. We, remember all the land, the 47
No, I understand
acres
that.
of land that we water?
I didn't realize we're watering like in the fall and the winter, that's why.
Well, you water from April till October.
Right.
They bill you quarterly, so you're gonna get a quarterly bill in December, the final bill.
Okay. I still think there's room to move there, so I'm gonna cut that line by, motion to cut that line by $4,000. Move it to 9,248.
Do I have a second? Is there any wiggle room on that number?
Sure, 10 grand. That's fine.
That's
I'll
what
cut
I,
it
Yeah,
by
9 grand.
3,248.
Okay, so 3,248 was your motion.
Sure.
Okay,
reduce.
okay, do you want
I'll
to speak?
second that.
Brian already seconded it, but you can speak to it in a minute. But Joe and Brian get to go first, because they made the motion.
I don't need to speak to it.
No, just, I think we talked about it, just get in line where the actuals are over the last, 3 years, so I
Okay.
think it's reasonable.
Brian?
I'll defer to Peter. I have no more to add to it.
Okay, Peter, do you want to speak to it?
No, Joe already explained it. It's pretty simple.
Okay. Any other comments, questions, things people want to talk about before we vote? Okay. Allison, you want to start us off this time?
Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
Yes.
Abstain.
Yes.
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 All right. I'm just.
One abstention, one no. Oh, Peter.
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 Yes.
You know what I need? I need a little cardboard cutout of Peter's face that we like glue onto that table.
We put his name tag out there.
Did you? But it's not facing me.
That's true.
There we go.
All right.
So that is
Still not gonna work.
12 in favor, 1 opposed, 1 abstention.
So that passed. Okay. More. Anything else we want to do or talk about? Laura?
Thank you. The increase in line 448 for programs, is that more programs or things are just more expensive in the program?
That's tariffs.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the answer.
Tariff money, I mean, you're just, everything we happen to buy doesn't come from around here.
Oh, you mean all the sporting equipment comes from
Yeah,
China?
Yes. Yeah. Shirts, you gotta buy shirts, they don't, everybody's paying a little more.
Oh, did you have another?
No, that was it.
Okay. Sam?
Were you first, Brian?
Go ahead.
Okay. This, on sewer, line 437, I noticed.
Hold on just a second. Brian, did you have a
still on.
comment on this line that
No.
we're talking? Oh, okay, go ahead.
This is gonna sound silly. I thought everyone's sewer rates went up a little bit and this one doesn't have a change. Go ahead.
So, we did not receive the new sewer rates until after the budget was created. So we have not modified any of those lines. But yes, sewer rates are, as I understand it, are going up, but none of the departments have, I don't think, modified their sewer rates. Because
Okay.
again, that came in after
Okay.
modification.
This is just more of like, to reduce the amount of budget transfers that like the select board would have to do.
So we wouldn't do a budget transfer within department, it'd just be the department head would need to manage that. They would overspend on sewer and underspend somewhere else.
Okay. All right.
So what is the increase? How much money are we talking about here?
I've only seen the scuttlebutt on social media.
I thought it was like $45. I mean, I got a sewer bill. I thought the difference went from 200 to 245. Maybe.
That's what I,
residential.
I just signed off.
Oh, I have a different rate than,
I just signed off
Yeah.
on a $245 bill today.
okay. Okay. Brian?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line 442, equipment maintenance. Do you have an updated actual on that one?
442 equipment maintenance.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this off my computer. This was the wrong thing to do. Yeah, we're gonna be underspent in that line. Fortunately, this year, we didn't have a lot of breakdowns with the mowers. The year before, we spent a good part of that. That is kind of a stab in the dark. And sometimes you have some good years, sometimes you don't. Same thing with our, in the fleet equipment line. We've been pretty fortunate thus far. We're below that line. Years before, we've been above in that line. I can say in the fleet, next year, we're gonna need at least $1,200 in tires alone, maybe a little more. But I think in those lines, it kind of fluctuates.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion.
Okay.
My motion is to reduce line 442 from $3,510 down to $2,000.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Did you get all that, Sam?
reduce, I wait for someone to second it now. We said 442.
You're reducing it to what, Brian?
to 2,000 even,
So,
from
So-
3510.
Reduction of 1510.
Yeah.
Ryan?
Brian, you want to speak to your motion?
Well, I think it's not self-explanatory, but if it's underspent, I think there's ways we can shave off some monies to hopefully lessen the burden for taxpayers.
Okay. Joe?
Nope.
More comments? Shared? Pete?
So,
I couldn't tell if you were pointing at Peter or
No,
that
no.
was raising your hand.
two fingers question, one's a statement.
Why did you know that one was?
You didn't like that
Sorry.
one? Come on.
I did not, I'm not fluent in Jared.
So well, now you are. Now you are. I'm just looking at the prior year, and it was over $8,000. So I don't think there's any trends here associated with trying to limit this. If I was a voting member, I'd be voting no on this, just because the trends don't show the need to cut this.
I would agree with you. That's kind of where I feel as well, that if we'd had more actuals in 2024 that aligned with that, I'd be all behind this, but I'm a little uncomfortable with, not just that we spent the line, we way overspent it in 2024. So, other comments?
Yeah, I would just echo that, where we're at 8,000 in 1 year and 1,500 in this year, I think that we gotta kind of stick, we're on the low end of halfway between those two numbers, so I think that we should probably stay where we are.
Did you guys, was there a hand over here?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'll fourth that apparently. I mean, these line items are volatile, and I don't think, all we're doing is setting ourselves up for overages and expenditures by the end of the year.
Any other comments? Okay, Joe, you're going to start us off this time on the roll call.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
Abstain.
No.
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 No. No.
No.
No.
Peter?
No.
1, 2. That is 2 in favor. That is, yeah, it'd be, oh my gosh, 11 opposed, 1 abstention.
Okay.
Right?
More in Parks and Rec, so it fails. More in Parks and Rec. Don't forget, there's another page, 24.
Madam Chair, I have a question if no one else does.
Sure.
Rick, if you can hear me, do you know what you expect on regular wages for part-time through the end of the year? It's sitting on the worksheet at 80,952.
That'll be right around probably 88, right around 88 year end.
Thank you. Do you anticipate, sorry, just follow up, do you anticipate anything different or any major changes in how you go about assigning part-time for this upcoming year?
No, that's a good question. The only difference that we're doing is we're shifting at least about $5,000 of monies from contract service line up into that wage line. We had to change how we were paying scorekeepers and some youth officials. So that about, say, $4,500 will have to go up into that line. I'm willing, if that line, if somebody wants to make a motion, here I go, all right? And to put that at, I mean, I would say like 103,000. But
That's a suggestion.
it's a suggestion.
Peter, are you planning to make a motion?
No, I really just, honestly, I wasn't looking to make any motions. I just kind of wanted to get some idea of where it was at right now. He helped me kind of think about it a little bit, though.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to, that's fine, but for me, I'm just going to think about it a little bit.
Joe?
Well, Madam Chair, Peter made me think about it, and then Rick made me think about it, so I think I'm gonna motion, I'll cut that down to, from the proposed 107,765 down to 95,000. So about 12,765.
Second?
How about an even 100?
Negotiated.
How do you feel about 100?
Well, he can't negotiate at the
I'm not
board.
negotiating with the town. That's it. We met in the middle, because I was gonna cut it down to 90, so there we go. So 95's great.
Give him credit, though. He at least started the ball rolling, okay?
I agree. I'm not busting his chops.
No, you did great.
I appreciate it, Rick.
Oh, good for him. He knows what we're trying to do.
Reduce line 418 by how much?
$12,765.
$765.
Rick, is 95,000 gonna be cutting it? too
I think
close?
100 would be reasonable. That's just me.
So is there did Brian, did you second? Okay, so Joe, do you want to speak to your motion?
No, I think that, I was gonna go down to 90, but Rick said 95, or Rick said
didn't say
103,
95.
and I said 95. So I think 95 is good middle.
Okay, Brian?
But not
I
100.
would take Rick's lead. I think it's fair to
It's better in
reduce it.
between.
Okay, I'm not sure that's what he said, but,
Take 97.
or at least to that amount, but
There was room to play, so.
All right,
we'll take that
Allison?
lead.
Okay, so Rick, you said this year you thought you'd end up at like 88.
About 88,
And you were at 88 last year.
yeah, yes,
You're taking about 5,000 from contracted and move it in there,
yeah,
right?
yes.
So that gets us around 95. So what
With the
else are we
increase-
missing?
With increases with your, we'll have about, of the 22 staff coming back, of the 23 staff all in, we'll probably have about 10, 11, 12, say 12 of those kids returning, so they're all getting like $1 raise, which is not much,
Right,
but it will increase it.
yeah.
Any questions or further discussion?
Do you want me to go ahead and amend the motion, or do you want to wait?
Do you want to amend the motion?
do.
If you're going to amend the motion, do it now.
Okay. I would like to amend the motion.
Wait, hold on.
No, but first you gotta
allowed
finish
to-
it.
You have to let a vote go on 95.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
amend it.
Oh, I thought we could amend it before.
No, you amend it before you have
That's
the
the whole
vote.
point.
Well,
Well,
I'm
not
the
her
one that made the
motion.
motion. She didn't
Yeah.
make the motion.
You have to
Anyone
suggest
can
it.
amend a motion.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
she would
She
have to
can't
suggest
amend my
it to
motion.
Joe.
Yes, she
Anyone,
can.
anyone can make a
Yeah,
motion
she
to
absolutely
amend any
can.
motion.
Yeah, these are they can be nested motions.
I know, because that's her favorite.
I know.
I thought
That's
that,
so confusing to
I
me.
thought
didn't think
that Laura
was
had
a
to
thing.
suggest it to Joe, and then Joe had to accept it.
No.
Would be a
think so.
friendly amendment.
So Laura's not trying to, Laura is changing Joe's motion, but she's, well,
It's a
You can
motion to
vote
amend,
no
is
against
that
the
correct?
amendment if you
it
don't want to
is a
change
motion
it.
to amend. Well, I would rather do that than pass the motion and then, because you can't pass, or you can't vote on the motion and then have her amend the motion that's already gone one way or the
Right.
other.
It'd be a new motion.
Yeah, it would be a new motion to reverse the other motion. So you are fully within your rights to amend a
we
motion.
did it before,
Why,
and
we
it's in the
have.
rules.
So, yeah.
So I'd like to amend it to make it, go from 90 to 100.
Go from 95.
95 to 100, yes.
From 95 to 100. Is there a second for the amendment?
I'll second.
Okay, Allison seconds. Did you get all that?
So, amending previous.
From 95 to 100. Is there further discussion?
Just a question of the chair. What's stopping me from then making a motion to cut it down to 95? Like, that could fail, but
You're gonna do another nested
I
motion?
might, yeah. Well, I mean,
At
so
the risk to
why
your
don't you just
health,
let us
yeah.
vote on both motions instead of,
I
like, because
think-
I could then motion to cut it back to 95.
Joe, this is the process we have used in the meetings this season up to now, and so it is totally legit that you can amend a
No,
motion
that's
in
fine.
the
So
middle
what
of
I'm saying
thing.
is we can vote on her motion, but then I'm gonna make a motion to cut it back to 95.
And then I'll just make a motion to do
And
it.
then when this is done, I'm making a motion that we only allow one nested motion per motion.
I would like to clarify this, just because I wasn't here at the last meeting, but I
You
think
could.
that
You could do that, but you're gonna annoy me.
that's fine. I mean, that's why I'm not chair anymore. I can just annoy you, but. Go ahead.
You could do that.
All
right.
Madam Chair, under Robert's rules, you can't actually just annoy the chair. That would be considered. If there's good, we can't keep revisiting motions, Joe. I understand what you're saying, but there actually are aspects of Robert's rules against making motions just to waste time. And if a motion has already been made and we have a sense of the body that we're gonna settle at one point, making a motion over and over again is considered dilatory.
If her motion passes, your motion kind of automatically, we've already said we're not going for the 95.
Well, we haven't voted on the 95.
We
That's the
haven't.
point.
Right, because I amended it.
Madam
So-
Chair,
Yes,
am I able
Peter?
to chime in?
Yes, you can chime in.
Some of us have places to be. Could we just vote on her motion?
All right, well, first of all, we're going to make sure that the committee is satisfied with this process. And that
Okay,
there's
was
no
just a
further.
joke. I'm not even there.
I know. But,
There's no nuance over the phone,
I'm literally laying in my
Peter.
bed right now. You guys look at my humor. Okay.
but we also, there could be discussion on the amendment before we vote on it.
Yeah.
And so people have the
Yeah,
right
yeah.
to have discussion on the amendment before we vote on the amendment. Allison?
Just as a clarification, then wouldn't we basically vote on hers, and if it failed, then we could vote on his? Isn't that?
No, if we vote on hers and, if hers fails.
Right,
Then we
then it
go
goes-
go
it,
back
like,
and vote
defaults
on
back to
Joe.
Joe.
If hers passes,
Right, then his is gone, because
Yes.
everybody liked hers.
yes,
And that's how you are done, and you don't
Yes.
continue to make amendments back,
yes,
right?
That's what the
Yes.
nesting part is.
Right.
yes. Okay, are we
So we
clear on
should
the
just
process?
vote on, I
And is
think
there
that makes
further
sense.
discussion on this amendment,
I'd just like to say,
or this issue, the whole issue?
to the amendment, it wasn't to be annoying. I feel like because kids will be getting raises who are coming back, to cut it way down, we still need to account for that. And I think cutting from, what's the proposed, that's still,
107,
that's still
$7,000.
quite a bit, that's $7,000.
Okay, is there more discussion? I would just point out, though, I mean, we don't have a number for what those raises are. You said, I don't know how much money that is, but by the calculations, if he lands at 88, and we add 4,500 roughly for the shift to consulting services, you're only at, what, 92, 93? So even at 95, you've still got some cushion in there.
Then people can vote no.
For those, I'm just pointing that out. I'm taking my chance, my opportunity to speak as chair. You've still got some room in there to vote for those kids' raises and still be at or close to the 95. That's my comment. Okay, is there any other discussion? Okay, then we're gonna start voting on the amendment to raise the amount to 100,000. James, you're going first, right? You didn't go first yet, did you?
No.
I'm trying to be more systematic about this and like work around, because last time was chaos with who had gone first and who hadn't.
No.
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Allison.
Allison hasn't
Oh,
gone.
because we're going,
James is starting.
I'm going this way. Sorry, so I'm sorry. Allison, can you start again?
No,
from-
she hasn't started. She didn't, James started.
Okay, and James,
No.
you said no. Richard
said
said
yes.
yes. Richard said,
Richard. Yes.
Yes.
Or yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
okay, I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no.
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 Yes.
Yes.
No.
Nope.
No.
Peter?
No.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. There are 4 yeses. And there are 11.
Okay, so the amendment failed.
So we can now vote
Now
on
we are
the
voting
motions.
on the original motion, which was to cut the line to 95,000. Is there any other discussion? Okay, then let's start. So, Joe, you already started, didn't you? Okay, Olivia, you're up.
Yes.
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 Abstain.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
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 Peter?
Yes.
That is two noes, one abstention, so that's 13, that's 11 yeses. 11 yes, 2 no, 1 abstention.
So the motion passes. Okay.
I just want to, personal privilege, thank the body for clarifying this for me.
We talked a lot about it. So, yeah.
All right, more with Parks and Rec. Page 23 and 24. Anything else, or can we say we're done with Parks and Rec? Okay, I think we're done. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, police and fire, you guys can duke it out. Who wants to go next?
I should go next
So
then.
Eric, come on up.
Throwing down. Set himself up for that.
Alright. Okay, so starting 14, page 14?
Thank you.
Alright.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
You saw the announcement that you will be our new chief. All right. Page 14, anything on here that people see? Samantha?
Line 266, train experience.
Expenses.
Expenses. Do you have a more accurate year-to-date?
Sure.
on that? Or can you explain the increase?
Yep. So, all right, so two questions for, one for year-to-date and projection. So 266, which is 4436. So paid to date is $3,696.64. We have projections, we have a invoice that we're waiting for $6,945, $722.30, and then we did get a reimbursement there, so that helps. We took advantage of a state grant, so we are projecting to be about $1,200 left in that line at the end of the year. So projection, we're at $10,073.94.
And then, can you remind me what the $9,500 increase is?
Yeah, so, let me get right to it. I believe that one is the door that we were talking about. That's one of the only new things. Just double check that. 70, yeah. So what we did was, again, we have so many new people that we don't have a lot of training supplies. As everyone knows, the state budget is not doing great. We've just been notified that they're cutting a significant amount of classes next year. So that's going to put more training on us and possibly additional certifications. We're beating up our building, trying to train people on things that aren't designed to be trained on, like roofs, doors, that type of stuff. It's kind of hard to simulate how to force a door without actually doing damage to a door. So we don't have a door that we can actually practice on. So what we tried to do was get some of the training expenses down this year and take advantage of the reimbursements, which we've been doing very aggressively. And that's why we have a $1,290 in reimbursements coming back from the state grant. So what we're trying to do is bring those costs down so that it doesn't go up by the full $8,400 for the door prop. But the door prop is new. It's something
Okay.
we currently do not have, and it's $8,400. That's correct, yep.
Thank you.
So is that something that gets used over and over and over again?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not a one-time, then you've broken the door with your axe.
No, so
and
what
it's
it is,
gone.
if you think about a commercial steel door, it's very similar to that. It has two doors on it, one swings out, one swings in, because obviously we come up with different stuff. It also has different locking mechanisms on it, and then the piece that breaks every time is just a wooden, almost like a dowel. So we soak them in water, they expand a little bit, we put them in there, wedge them in real tight, and that's the piece that actually breaks. The metal's reused. And then the police department can use it for their forcible entry training as well. But yeah.
Okay. Brian?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So Chief, on line 268, generator,
Yep.
we might talk about this, but the change is reflective of what?
Yeah, so that change was due to the preventative maintenance contract that we added. So we have 3 stations, Station 1 being downtown, Station 2 being in Bernardville, and Station 3 being on Terrell Hill. We currently do not, until this year, we did not have a preventative maintenance contract in place for Station 1 generator. So we added that in this year, so that's the increase there, Brian.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Do you have your hand up, Joe? Oh, sorry, I couldn't have your.
When I go like that, so you need mine too. No, I have, given, I want to talk about line 252. I think part-time lines being a little bit under-expent, and I think we should give credit to the chief and deputy chief for, getting us up to full-time staff. But I think at this point, the overtime lines being overspent a little bit, but part-time's been steadily down around 94. So I'm actually gonna make a motion to reduce that part-time line from 107,737 to 95,237. So
So,
it-
just a point, I'm sorry, in 2024, it actually was 100.
That's fine, yeah. But
Okay.
now we have full-time staff now. We're all
Okay.
staffed up. So I'm gonna reduce it down to 95,237.
I'll second that.
Okay,
Hold on, so.
So it's a $12,500 reduction.
Line 252 by 12,500,
And
sorry.
just to add to that, I think the fire budget is, obviously, there's a lot of necessities in this budget. But I believe if I did the math, it's 15% over last year. So if we can reduce it a little bit, I think this is the place to do it.
Brian, do you want to speak to your second?
No, I think Joe did a good job.
Okay. Further discussion?
Just,
Olivia? Oh, wait,
I'm sorry, so we're reducing the motion is to reduce line 252 by 12,737,
12,500.
12,500.
okay, Olivia?
What is the expected end of year for that? I know you're at 73,956 from the end of October.
So what we're talking about is our volunteers. This is, that's how they get paid, is for that, and their training. So we are paid to date, we're at $77,638.54. Our projected is, because we have a couple more months, is $87,765.31.
What was the motion again?
He took it down to 95.
Okay.
Thank you.
Richard?
Yeah, Chief, 95,000, is that gonna be, way too close of a shave by the end of next year, do you think?
So my only comment to that is that the committee last year was pretty clear. They wanted to add on some more call-on volunteers, so that's what we've been trying to do. We've been successful with that 3. And then in December of this year, the New England Chiefs Association received a significant grant to bring on additional call members, which would pay for their turnouts and training, but obviously wouldn't cover the pay costs. So we would hope to use that grant, but obviously if the funds aren't there, the funds aren't there. We just won't add.
Okay, yeah, and given light of that, I guess I would just say, that this is something that the budget committees wanted, this is something that the select boards wanted. And I don't think that we should be turning course away from that.
I do remember last year, there was a lot of discussion about staffing and staffing levels, and that we had had calls where firefighters had had to go out very understaffed. In a very worrisome way.
Still happens, yeah.
Like one person would get there before,
So I believe what you're talking about is our discussion last year, where we had a higher level medical call that required a few people on it, and then while they're on the medical call, we got toned up for a structure fire. So the structure fire, I believe was on Gorham Pond Road, if I'm correct. We only had one firefighter show up for that, and obviously in that part of town, that's all covered. Our mutual aid partners are all volunteer as well, so we lost the house and 2 cars, I think, in that incident.
so, yeah, I do remember that was, and I do remember the committee making a big request to add more, because we thought it would be less expensive.
So for staffing, if I could talk to that real quick, you saw, again, if you guys, you're covering a million things, but the staffing sheet is in there, so you guys have it. We've been trying to add as many staffing with as little impact as absolutely possible. So we have the call members, we have the per diem members, and we even have the Department of Defense interns that we don't pay at all. So we're trying to get up to the best as we can, and you saw from our presentation that we're not even close to meeting the NFPA standard for 4 people per engine and having 17 people at the structure fire. And that's, like, for example, even Bo has that problem. We were up at Bo a couple hours ago for a structure fire.
Okay, Laura?
Yeah, thank you. So I know we can always go back and look at other things, even if we've already said, okay, we're done with Parks and Rec, we're done with DPW.
Absolutely, this is a first pass.
When it comes to safety, especially in a town where we're staffed, but we're still under what we should appropriately have for fire in this town, I don't think we should mess with people's safety for several $1,000s. Like I said, if we get through and we still feel like this is too, like overall it's too high, we can always go back, but I don't think we should start with a safety issue like this.
Any other comments before we start voting?
I just need clarity on.
Madam Chair?
Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm ready to support this. The only challenge that I see is just, not necessarily wanting to support it for this specifically yet, but, I mean, even default for the fire this year is significantly higher. So, I mean, if we are going to have to do work to multiple budgets, then we might have to find a line here that we have to do that work to. Again, I may not be ready to support it yet, but if we have to make a second pass, I think I probably would, is all I'd say.
Okay. Sam, do you have a clarification?
Because I feel like there's 2 different numbers being tossed around here. Are we reducing the line to 95,000? Or are we, which would be a reduction of 12,737, or are we reducing the line by 12,500, which is a different
It's
number?
12,500 is the motion, and we're just saying 95,000 because it's just
'Cause it's
easier
an
than
easy
saying the
number.
whole
Okay.
number.
So
We're
reducing
rounding in
by
our
12,005.
conversation.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Further discussion, Jared?
Question to the chair. Based on some conversations that have occurred, and again, I wasn't here on Tuesday, if this vote takes place and fails, according to Robert's rules, would it be able to be made at a later motion if this is only a first pass of the budget?
Well, okay, so now you put me in a pickle, Jared, because Robert Rules says no, but I would say yes, because this is a first pass of the budget, and we have to be, Robert Rules says the motion has to be made by somebody in the
Yeah, so
winning side.
if it's the same exact motion, it needs to be made by someone, if it's a motion to reconsider something that's already been done, that is, it would need to be made by someone on the prevailing side.
Right.
If it's a different motion, no, anyone can make it.
But honestly, I feel a little loose about that because it's a first pass, and we're gonna have to go back and revisit this stuff. So, in that sense, I think I'd be pretty open about letting anybody make the motion.
I just want to be clear that that is the process to move forward as we do move forward
Yes.
based on this.
I might make you change your motion by $1, but, yeah.
Well, when we were what we were dealing with when I said that, it was a yes or a no type of situation, not a specific number that we were talking about.
Right.
It was the motion to send the budget back. And if we say no to that, then someone who said no
Right.
would need to vote to reconsider that or make a motion to.
Right. Okay, more discussion on this before we vote. Okay, Rich, I think you're up.
No.
No.
Hold on, let's see.
We're starting with- There's two Richards.
Well, they're sitting next to each
I
other,
know.
so that should make it easier.
Richard is no. Richard is no. I'm a no.
I'm a no.
Abstaining.
Yes.
No.
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 Yes.
No.
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 Peter?
No.
So that is 2 yes. That is 11 no and 1 abstention.
Okay, so motion fails. More, anything else on page 14? Brian?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Chief, line 260, professional dues. I know there's a change there as well. Is that just the increase in the professional dues?
So that is dues for all organizations. I know you had some discussion last year on
Yeah.
that. However, it's not due to what you guys were talking about last year.
Okay.
This is specifically due to our Sauhegan mutual aid dues. As a reminder for the board, the Goffstown Fire Department, there's 3 levels of hazardous materials response capability: awareness, operations, and technician. We operate only at the operations level. So I believe we have 17 companies in town that have tier 2 reporting, so we have a high amount. We're not able to handle the incidents at those facilities, so we have come at it as a regional approach for our mutual aid district. So our mutual aid district uses the Nashua Fire Department as our hazmat team. So we all pay into that every year, so we can pool our resources, because obviously the hazmat stuff, it gets pretty involved, and turnover on equipment, meters, that type of stuff is very expensive. That, how much we pay into that has not been adjusted since 2001. So it's now going up. Yeah, it's just, so it went up significantly, Brian. So
Okay.
Brian, 100%, it went up a lot.
Okay.
Absolutely, and there was a lot of discussion this year at our mutual aid meetings about it. And it was specifically due to, we just haven't adjusted it since 2001.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So just as an aside, I hope somebody at the meeting, pointed out to them that they really would be doing a better service if they incrementally raised it year after year in small amounts.
So just as I'm sure the committee understands, establishing a quorum for a very large body, especially when that body is only about 10% career departments, can be extremely difficult.
Okay. Okay. Joe?
I have 2 motions to make, and they have to do with diesel and gasoline.
We're on 15 now?
Oh, I didn't know.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'm sorry, I went ahead then.
That is perfectly fine.
I'd like to cut the diesel line from 18,725 to 13,000.
291?
Yep, 291.
Refuse. Oh, do you have a second?
Is there a second? Is there some wiggle room on that number?
Sure, 15,000?
Yeah, that'd be better. I mean, in 2024, it was they spent 16.
I'll second 15.
Okay.
My motion's to cut it $3,725.
3,725 line 291. Joe? Sam?
You want to speak to your motion, Joe?
Just getting closer to actuals, I actually think that fuel is going down across all departments, so I think we're gonna see that in this department as well. I do know they probably have more vehicles than a lot of the other town, but if you're looking consistently across town departments. We've seen a reduction in other lines, so I think we'll be safe at 15,000. And knowing it's a bottom line budget, I'm sure if they go over by 1,000 extra dollars, they'll figure out where to bring it from, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Sam, to speak your second?
I would just agree with that. I know I had flipped the page too, and I looked for diesel and gasoline, and I was like, oh, there's no change. Everyone else had found a reduction, and, you know, just pretty much what Joe's saying. I think that the price of gas, is on the decline. So I don't think there'll be a problem.
Are you guys locked into a contract? Is it townwide?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Although the fire department does use the state shed sometimes as well, they're on a different contract.
We don't anymore.
Not anymore? Okay.
I removed that.
Okay. Further comments, discussion? Okay. Laura, you're up first this time.
Yes.
Olivia?
Yes.
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 No.
Yes, yes, yes.
Are you saying yes, or are you yesing other people's votes?
I'm repeating everybody's votes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes, so.
Yes.
Abstaining.
Yes.
Yes.
Peter?
Oh, Peter?
Yes.
So that is one no, one abstention. 11 yeses, 1 no, and 1 abstention.
Okay. Joe?
I have another motion to make on line 292. Same sort of argument there. I'd like to cut that line back to $7,500. I don't have my calculator right now out. So 9,184, cut it down to $7,500 for the 2024 actuals. Okay.
I'll second that, if it's not seconded already.
It's not.
292.
Hold on a second, let her catch up with the math.
So we're reducing
Line 292,
line 2.
by how much again, Joe?
It's $1,684.
By 1684.
Do you want to speak to your motion?
Joe?
No, I think we already talked about it.
Peter, you want to say anything?
No, thanks.
Okay, Allison, you had your hand up?
Do you have a more accurate?
Yep. So our pay to date is $7,776.47, with the projection being over in that line to a total of $9,352.09.
So you're gonna be even over this year from this year's budget?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Further discussion, comments?
This is $1,700. I don't want to harp on it. I think that we just are doing a first pass, and if we're not getting rid of safety, I think if we think that gas is going to go down next year, this might be a good place to at least start, so. that's all.
Okay. Okay, we ready to vote? All right, Richard?
No.
I'm gonna vote no.
I'm going to vote yes.
I'm abstaining.
Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Peter?
Wait, I'm sorry, Allison
Yeah.
is a no.
Yes.
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 No.
Peter, what was your vote?
It was a yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 in favor, 5 opposed, 1 abstaining.
Okay, so the motion passes. More on either of these pages, 14, 15.
I got one from 14.
Okay.
Line 253. I don't even know what that is.
Spec debt wigs.
If it was the police, I would say special detective wigs, but
That's our special detail and wages. So that covers debates, concerts, other events that were hired by a third party to cover. So that the bill goes to them and it comes back to the town.
You guys aren't in the same, isn't there like a special detail revolving fund?
For police only.
It's only for police? Couldn't it cover them as well? Why not?
Designed that way by town meeting. You need town meeting to change it.
Okay.
Is 990 the actual for the year? Or is it higher?
You're asking where we are currently?
Yeah.
But it's got offsetting revenue, right? So that's a pass-through.
Yeah.
So any expense
Right.
is being offset by the revenue, so there's no actual tax impact to that line. It's just messing up our budget.
Wait, can someone explain that to me, so there's no tax impact to that line?
Because
Even though
when-
we don't know how much it would be every year?
So when people hire the special detail, when they have an event and they have to have the special detail, they pay for it. But because there's no separate revolving fund, the money gets paid into the general fund and then the expense comes out of the fire department. But if the total amount spent on, if the actual for this year right now is $990, that means that there is $990 of revenue in the general fund. Or Derek's raising his hand, so maybe I'm wrong.
So we budget both the appropriation and the revenue to match, so there is no tax impact. So even though we only received $990, we don't modify that when we do our revised revenues, so we don't collect taxes. So we don't reduce the revenue side when we're doing our revised, so they kind of balance out.
Okay. So it is a pass-through, it's a true
That helps.
pass-through.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Laura?
Yeah, I know we already made the vote on diesel, but unless I totally spaced, did we ask for the to date? Because I'd like that regardless.
I'm sorry, you guys gave me a look down there. Were we not done with the special detail?
No, I'm good.
Oh, we weren't done?
I'm all set.
Oh, okay.
Actually, sorry, Madam Chair, I don't want to harp on it, but can I actually ask another question about that?
Yeah, I think the deputy chief is still getting that number for Laura.
I have it.
So hold on a
So,
second, Peter.
Okay.
Diesel paid to date is $11,704.60 with, and we're expected to be at $14,045.52.
Thank you.
So that would leave us 4,600-ish.
Okay, now, Peter.
Yeah, I'm still thinking, so with lines like this, would it still be beneficial for us to move the line a little bit, like move this line down, back down to 5,000, with the idea of also moving down the anticipated revenue to 5,000? I know that they're still matching, but at least it brings it closer to being in line with what we actually anticipate, since we haven't actually seen it being around 7,500.
Okay, so I see your point.
It does still lower the operating budget regardless, right?
Right.
Even though I know it's not real numbers, it still lowers the actual bottom line operating budget.
Does changing that number limit how many assignments you can take? Okay, the deputy chief is nodding his head yes. So if we lower that number, you could what? If you've already expended it, you can't accept any more assignments? Okay. Okay, then we should probably leave it where it is.
Jared.
Jared?
I was gonna say, 2026, we have a primary for some voting that will be happening in November, and I'm sure there's gonna be many people at our colleges in town to have discussions, so just putting it out there.
That's true. Okay. Any other things so we're on 14, 15, And 16, there's a little bit on 16. Anything else for the fire department? Joe?
I'm just gonna try to cut $1,000. Okay. I'm gonna make a motion to cut the operating supplies 306 down, from 2250 to 1250.
Do I have a second? Allison?
Sure.
Line 306
306,
by $1,000.
okay.
Joe, Allison. Okay.
Actually, well, is there any wiggle room the other way on that line?
Like more? There's always more wiggle room there.
There's nothing expended in 2024, nothing expended in 2025.
I mean, we can knock it down to $1, and if they wanna spend money on
Well,
it, they can spend money on
How about $500?
it. Sure.
Sorry, which line are we at again?
306.
So I'll amend my motion to reduce that line from 2,250 down to 500. So it's a 1,750.
Allison, did we lose you, or are you still
No, it's
good
fine.
seconding that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you speak to what,
Wait, they get to speak to their motion
sorry,
first. Do you have anything you want to say to your
No,
motion?
I don't.
Allison, do you have anything? Okay, now you can go.
operating supplies, can you, what is that?
So that's why I wanted to ask which line we're on, because we have operating supplies in different, now we're talking about not fire operations, we're talking about emergency management.
So
it's
is it
something-
CERT?
So it's something very different. So CERT is covered by that, yes. That's correct. So operating supplies for everything we do for emergency management, so that is the Emergency Operations Center, the CERT team, as you were talking about, and equipment related to that. Yep.
Laura?
So, but I see that CERT has its own line. I think, I'm just a little unclear. Can you explain that further?
Sure. So operating supplies in reference to emergency management are some things CERT is, and currently CERT, I want to be just very transparent with everyone, is currently CERT is at least temporarily disbanded. We don't know if that's coming back or not. We're waiting to hear from them. So that's why you still see the CERT in there. CERT is a little different in that it's emergency management, and it's kind of regulated by the state in what we can spend funds on and which we can't, because they have certain grant revenue, hopefully annually, coming in from that. So we have to be cognizant of that. So usually I can look back, I think, in Munis and figure out what we've actually spent that on. But I believe last year we did radios for them. So for like when they do our traffic and stuff like that. So radios, batteries, traffic vests, that type of stuff. And then, traffic vests would be their actual personal supplies. So that would come out of that CERT line, which was 307. That answer your question? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
I do want to point out, though, this whole emergency management section, I mean, almost nothing has been spent in this year. We're at $690 out of, with a $10,000 budget. And even though it's a slight reduction for this coming year, it's still, it's a lot of, it's a fair amount of unexpended money that's sitting in that account, or sitting in those lines.
And that's just because we haven't had any
CERT.
disasters.
Oh, all right, well,
So if we have a large
So it's a-
flood, then all that money goes by.
yeah. Okay. Is there further discussion on this? Ready to vote? Okay. I think, Mark, you're up.
I'll say yes.
Laura?
We're on this way?
Do we always, yeah, we always go this, we always
Oh.
go
No, we used to
Clockwise.
always go this way,
Clockwise.
and then you switched it.
Well,
And so now I have to go
consistency
up
is the hobgoblin of small minds. We're going this way. Laura, you go.
God, with the safety, yes.
No.
Yes.
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 No.
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 Yes.
Abstaining.
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
I'm sorry. James, could I get your vote one more
Yes.
time? And Allison, could I get your vote one more time?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. That's 9 in favor, 4 opposed, 1 abstaining.
Okay. More on any of these 3 pages? Okay. I think we're done. Thank you. Police.
Is EMS not in here anymore?
EMS is now a revolving fund, so that is, does not come to the budget committee.
Okay, totally.
There it is, it's 11.
So page 11.
Good evening.
Hi, Chief.
Hey, Chief.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes, as long as you don't annoy me.
You've got
Just
not
kidding.
too
You
many,
can
Chief.
do whatever you want.
But I just want to make sure, so, because you've made a comment before that we are not to defend the budget, more just answer the questions, correct?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. And
Yeah, I mean, when you guys are making your presentations, that's when you're advocating for your position.
Perfect.
Now, this is our deliberations. We want to make sure we have the correct information. So if you hear us say something that you're like, that is wrong, we want to know. But we don't want to get in a back and forth with you because we have to do our own
Perfect.
deliberations.
thank you very much.
Okay. You want to go, Joe?
I can kick us off.
You were like
Well, I'm-
flashing me the.
While everybody's
maybe
looking,
yes.
yeah, I can
Yeah.
kick us off.
Okay.
I'm gonna make 2 motions and they're related. One's on the police and one's on dispatch. I'm gonna cut that travel stipend that was proposed in the budget, to go to, I think, believe it, Kansas City?
Omaha.
Omaha, somewhere up there. It's kinda close. So my first
Line?
motion would be.
Well-
What?
190?
My first motion would be line 190, reduce that line by $2,500, so back to the proposed of 4,840.
So level fund.
Yep.
Is there a second? I'll second.
We're looking at tight budget, and I mean, I appreciate everything the police do, but if we're looking to make reductions, I think this is where I would go first.
Line 190.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't have anything else to add to that. Is there discussion? You gotten that?
Yeah, I just didn't write everybody's name on the second.
Oh, okay. You guys can think about this while Sam's writing?
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
If this were to be cut by that, would you send fewer people? How would that affect?
Well, yes. So essentially, we have to figure out who's going to Omaha to receive the award for accreditation. Plus, there's a conference there. So typically, we've sent 4 people. There's training there all week. So if we bring the travel line down, that means our expenses for how many people can go.
But somebody will still go.
I hope so.
But, I mean, if we level fund it, there's still funds for somebody to go.
Well, we have other travel expenses that we have budgeted for. That's why I increased it.
Okay. Okay. Did somebody have a hand over
That
here?
kind of answers my question.
Okay.
I have a comment whenever I'm ready.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I remember when Chief presented this, I know we're gonna have to make some cuts here. I personally don't like making cuts where there was a solid explanation given, and especially when obviously we need to make cuts, but when it's short money for something that goes a long way in terms of supporting the accomplishment of our police department, and just showing support for our police, in our community, I just think it's money well spent. So I'd like to keep it in that line. I know we're gonna probably have to cut some other lines, but I'd like to keep that, considering that he's already presented the reasoning for wanting, this first department.
Laura?
Yeah, I agree. It's not like they're just going down to, I'll get an award. There's training, there's other stuff that goes along with this that I feel like is worth the relatively small amount, that we'd be cutting by. And again, one of our things is supporting our, the staff that we have and keeping them. And I think this little can go a long way, like Peter said.
Sam?
Does the police department, there's a policeman's association, right? Do they fundraise for things like this? Would they fundraise for something like this?
You're asking me if the Goffstown Police Association would fundraise for us to travel for work-related, is that what you're asking?
Yes.
I don't know, I'd have to ask them.
Okay.
The Goffstown, I don't know how far you want me to answer that, but.
No, you can answer.
The
you can
Goffstown
answer
Police
fully.
Association was founded years ago to help the police department and the officers for different things they need. We do spend a lot of money in our community, so we fundraise like we are tonight. Hopefully I win my ticket. So that $10,000 that we make on that raffle, we typically spend that back into the community by supporting different Little League events, other people. We sponsor children to go to, like the Washington DC trip. So we don't necessarily take that money and spend it back on ourselves, per se. But I would have to ask the association if they would fund us to go to a CALIA trip for accreditation hearing. I would tell you that being here 20 years, I don't think that's ever happened.
More discussion, more comments? Okay. Yeah, I seconded because I wanted to hear what the explanation was, and I thought it was worthy of discussion, but going for the award doesn't sway me, going for the training does. So, yeah. Okay, are there any other comments? All right, then Sam, you're first.
I'm gonna vote no on this.
Okay, so now it's me? Yeah. I'm gonna
If you
vote
wanna go
no.
that way, yeah.
It's your choice.
Switch it up.
Going clockwise. I'm voting no.
I'm abstaining.
No.
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 Yes?
No.
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 No. No.
Peter?
No.
So that is one, yes. That
It's a
is,
great place to be in, guys, over here.
you hold the minority
It's a great
opinion
place to sit
power.
over here.
12 no and 1 abstention.
Well, we've all been there.
That's right.
When Laura said it was relatively a little amount of money, it rang the alarm bell for me that we didn't do the CIP with the fire department, so we're gonna have
Yeah, I
to come
thought we were
back to
doing that
that.
all at the end, yeah.
Yeah, normally we do it with the department, but I realized we forgot that, so we'll come back to that, so. Allison?
Isn't there also a CIP for the library?
Yeah, for any departments
Yeah.
that we're gonna do CIP at the end tonight, because I forgot. Okay. So. Joe?
Chief, I'm looking at your part-time wage line. What do you have actuals for that year to date? This is line 177.
Is it part-time, I'm sorry, for operations or
police.
communications?
Yeah, operations.
Operations? Currently, we are at, looks like $54,287 and 31 cents.
Okay, so,
And
go
that-
ahead.
I was gonna say, that covers all the crossing guards that are out there every day, covers our courier 2 times a week, and our 2 part-time officers.
Okay, all right, so given that, I'm gonna make a motion to reduce that line from 73,400 to 65,000.
Second?
Second.
James seconded. Joe, you want to speak to it?
No, I think our regular wages, the actuals in 2024, 53,000, we had part-time officers and crossing guards at that point too. If we look at the actuals for this year, it doesn't look like we're gonna spend as much. The chief has already made a reduction in his budget. I don't think it went as far as I'd like to, so I think that I think 65 would keep it safe where we can obviously pay everybody for the rest of the year, but we only have a couple paychecks left, so.
James?
No, I want to hear the discussion.
Laura?
Chief, do we have more part-time people? Are we more fully part-time staff than we were in 2024?
Yeah, good question. No, we have the same exact part-time line for 2 officers.
Okay.
I believe we were down last year, a couple crossing guards. We're back up with them. To Joe's point, I reduced the line because one of our part-timers is going to do his second retirement, I think, next year.
Is that here? Oh, I said it out loud.
We're gonna miss it, yeah. So
He just wants another party.
I reduced it because I anticipated him leaving, so there'll be, hopefully I think we'll be all right.
Further discussion? Okay, Brian, you're first.
Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
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 Abstaining.
Peter?
Peter?
Yes.
That is 12 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention. The opposite of before.
I have a question, Chief, about lines 182 and 184. One's called retirement and one's called retire.
Yes. Hopefully someday that'll be me. I
Well, what's the
believe
difference between those 2 lines?
Danielle can probably explain this better than me, but I know that basically retirement, go ahead, Danielle, I'll let you, because I don't want to say
Retirement
that.
is Group 1 employees. Retired PD is our Group 2. So our patrol officers are a different NHRS rate than our Group 1 employees.
Okay, got it.
I wouldn't have said it that great.
So, I mean, you do have a fair number of increases in clothing and uniforms, employee development, bulletproof vests. I assume those are all related to the fact that we are now fully staffed.
Yes, if you remember my presentation, our cost of uniforms is going up. On average, we're spending close to $500 to $7,500 per officer. A brand-new officer is about $7,500 to outfit them, but just the normal wear and tear of the uniforms, the pants, the shirt, the boots, the outer carrier vest, those costs are all going up. So we are just really, the clothing line increase was due to just us spending more money on uniform requests. We do have some actuals that are coming in now. We typically are ordering more in the winter. As winter comes, officers need different uniforms. And the bulletproof vest line, if you remember my presentation, we increased it. We know we have to outfit a minimum, hold on, let me get this before I say the wrong number here. We know we have 6 replacements next year, and we were anticipating, I had a number of about 6 people that we might have to, if they leave next year, we would have to hire 6 new ones, because remember, every vest is outfitted specifically for that officer. We don't know if they're going to leave, that's something that in history, and then we know we have 4 people that are eligible to retire. That is a line that we could move, but if we do have to buy it, we're gonna overexpend it.
Right. Okay. James?
So, Chief, do you have an up-to-date, year-to-date on the clothing 186 line?
Yep, let me pull it real quick. So we just did an order. but I can give you. So we're at 22,099 as of right now, but I know we just put, we just did an order today specifically for a new officer, so that I know that was close to 7, and I know there's some other officers that have been putting in for their uniform lines that just haven't hit the bills yet for that updated line.
Thank you.
We're gonna be close,
Yeah.
if not over.
So the increase is due, so you were one officer down and you were in the process of hiring, so is that the new officer that got a uniform? You said we just paid for it?
We did just hire somebody today, yes.
Okay.
The final offer was given, yep.
So the increase, I mean, that's it's $10,000 increase to your existing line, but you're fully staffed and all your officers are currently outfitted.
Yes.
So the additional is wear and tear
It's
or
cost.
anticipation of
Yep.
these 6 retirements?
It's cost of going up and potentially anybody else that we have to hire. My thing is, we have some supplies of uniforms. We have some black T-shirts for our training stuff. We have some shirts, but they're, we have to embroider them. We have done some stuff where we have taken old shirts and picked out the names and put new ones in. We tend to give people the newer, when I hire someone new,
Yeah.
I tend to like to give them new stuff rather than give them the old stuff. If we get into that position next year, then I might have to overexpend it and just ask the board, but yeah.
Okay.
The increases are due to, the increase that I have here are due to the cost of our supplies going up.
Okay. Brian?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chief, line 197, has there been any receipts or expenditures year-to-date?
I'm sorry, what's the name of it?
It's
Brenda?
Photoshops,
Go to soup.
or soups.
Supplies.
Shoots. Or do you anticipate any expenditures before the end of the year?
I apologize. What was that again? I'm sorry.
197, photo
It's photo
subs, supplies.
So, photo supplies, right. So, yeah, that is, cameras that we buy for the officers out in the street in their cruisers. That line, we did reduce, and we probably might not spend it because we did, as you all remember, we did get the new cell phones for every officer that's using it. We do buy the bigger, high-end, cameras for the detectives in the supervisor's car. At this point, we have not spent it. Yeah, I mean, unless we go out and try to buy another, I think we're pretty good right now.
I'd like to make a motion to actually reduce that line from $750 to $0.
Is there a second?
Can I ask a question?
We have to see if there's a second
Okay.
first.
Well, Brian, would you be amenable to $1?
That's what I was.
Sure.
Oh.
You'll have to close it at $1. Yes. So
I'll second that.
amend my motion
Okay.
to reduce it from $750 to $1. Yes,
Okay, 749.
to keep it open.
So it's like 197. Okay, is there a second? Joe seconded. Okay. So now is there further discussion? Or, I'm sorry, do you want to speak to it?
No, I think since this day and age, everything's digital, and what Chief mentioned, I think kind of reinforces that. I think that expenditure shouldn't be there, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Joe's good? Okay. Any other discussion on this? I think it's me.
Can I ask
Oh,
a
yeah,
clarifying
Peter.
question?
Go ahead.
In this case, even if it was at $0, are we definitely sure that they couldn't spend anything there?
It's a budget detail line. Yes, they could spend out of that line even if it was 0. Because again, it's a budget detail
Yeah, just-
line, not a DRA category, which is what RSA 32 refers to.
Okay.
Thank you, Jared.
Okay. All right, so I will vote and I say yes. Jared?
Abstaining.
Yes.
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 Peter?
Yes, but I just think we should change it to $750 at this point, or just remove the $750, but yes.
Well, we removed $7.49 of it.
If you would like to do another dollar figure, I'm sure I'll go for it.
I'd like to make a motion.
You're killing me right now.
You guys were unanimous, except for Jared.
Jesus.
Brian?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chief, line 202, office supplies. Could you tell me what year-to-date is?
I can.
It seems to be underspent.
As of right now, we're at $2,287, and I think we have a couple more orders that we have to do before the end of the year.
Okay.
Would you like historical on that?
Yeah, any additional context, yeah.
Yep, we actually, we have a $1,500 order that's being placed on that. Historically, in '24, we did 2,700, '23 was 4,300, '22 was 31, '21 was 44, 2020 was 2,500.
As a follow-up, so in '24, any additional color on why it went down from the previous years?
I don't really have a great answer for that. Unless I look through all the POs and try to figure out what different office supplies we didn't buy or did buy.
They could have just had a backlog of
Well,
office
yeah,
supplies.
but-
We tend to try to, when we do these orders, we do try to tend to kind of get things in bulk.
Yeah.
And we get them and then we use them. And again, you're talking 48-ish employees that are kind of in and out of the but it just depends.
Okay.
Yep.
Sam?
This is, I guess, a question for Danielle and Jared. When 2024 was a default budget, this '24 original budget line, that was what the voters approved, which ended up being default, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Any further comments before we turn the page? Anything else? Nothing else on 11? 12? James?
Yes, Chief, line 226, whoops. Equipment. So year-to-date, if we can get updated figure on that, please.
I don't know if I have the wrong numbers here, but you're talking about the equipment line.
Yeah.
53410.
53410
Okay.
equipment, yes.
Thank you. Yes, our year-to-date as of right now, as of today, is $31,197.
That is a big difference.
Yeah, thank you.
Because we just paid our TASER bill, and we also had to buy 6 new body cameras.
Yeah, those taser bills really add up. I'm sorry. It just sounded funny to say you had a taser bill.
I would rather pay
Doesn't mean
the,
you.
I was gonna say, I'd rather pay the bill than get tased, to be honest with you. Because I've been tased and it's not fun.
All right,
But yes, that's the actual.
Great, thank you.
Joe, did you have something?
Yeah, I'm the gas guy, maybe.
Yes.
I want to vote to cut that line, or motion to reduce that line, 223, gasoline from 55,000 back down to 50,000.
So $5,000.
Yeah, it was a
The
proposed
increase.
increase, I don't think it's gonna go up, but I'm not
Okay.
a scientist.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
So, line.
Line 223, $5,000.
And just to speak to that, the chief indicated during the presentation, he has wiggle room there.
Yep.
I think we're good to cut that down.
Yep.
Brian?
No additional comment.
Okay. More comments from anybody else? Okay. No, Mark already went first, so did Brian. I think we're back at the beginning. Izzy?
Yes.
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 We're going this way now?
Yeah, we're changing directions. She started at the end.
Abstaining.
I want to make sure everybody's awake.
Abstaining.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Peter.
Yes, when do I get to start though?
Oh, I'm sorry. You can start next, Peter.
Because we're saving the best for last, right, Chief?
13 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention.
Okay. Allison?
Chief, can you just let me know what year-to-date this year is for advertising?
0.
Okay. So, just out of curiosity, what made you go up on that line? Are you intending to do more advertising next year?
We were thinking that because in '24, we overexpended based on what we used for our advertising, and we were anticipating potentially needing to do more advertising next year. I can tell you that if we stay where we're at right now, we won't need to be advertising.
Right.
If.
Yeah.
Sure, if. It's always
Always enough.
I mean, we did not advertise at all. And again, advertising for us isn't like the news, we might do newspaper. Ours is more digital media.
Right.
And it just depends, like 1 year in '24, we were really trying to we used a platform that really, we spent some money, that helped us out. I mean, it got us to where we need to be.
That's when you were very understaffed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you
So-
have a motion?
Yeah, so I'd like to motion just to take that back down to $1,000.
Okay, so line 210.
I'll second.
Laura has seconded. It's $1,000. Do you want to speak to your motion?
I think I just did.
Okay, Laura,
Discussion.
anything you want to add?
Nope,
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, Allison, you're starting.
Yes.
Oh, Peter's starting.
Oh, sorry. Sorry,
Sorry,
Peter.
Peter. Peter's starting.
Yes.
You're holding us in.
Yeah, now which we're, okay, now go to Allison.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, you go first.
all right, you're gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes.
Abstaining.
Yes.
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 Okay.
So that is 12 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention.
Okay. Anything else on this page?
Madam Chair,
Yeah?
I don't follow fuel prices the way that everybody else does apparently, but, so we were anticipating, I think we were just kind of looking at everything for like gas and everything. Do we anticipate that we're gonna hit the $10,000 marks for propane this coming year? And that's what's the default.
Yes.
So you're looking at
That is line
213?
213.
Okay.
Let me just look at the propane line real quick. Our actuals right now is $9,567.
Okay. So yeah, you're probably gonna hit it.
I'm fine. Thanks.
Okay. Olivia?
Chief, could you explain the crime prevention line, 219, line 219?
Sure. What it is or what the increase is?
Both.
Sure.
Just briefly.
Yeah,
There's a
so
lot.
the, our crime prevention line, I'm sorry, is that what you asked?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the, so we have, we celebrate DARE graduation, community programs like National Night Out, Halloween Safety Night. We also have, Libby's, expenses are in there. We do, Senior Lights Tour, which is coming up. So a lot of our, community impact, that's in there, or that we do out there as part of this. We do some of our, we do put our bikes in there, so any bike maintenance that we have, we put that information there. We also have an expenditure, that's a new, not new, but we have a database that we use for crime prevention. It's kind of a, it's a software that we use that can get information that we take out of there. It's crime prevention stuff, so. But that's kind of the gist of what we use it for.
Okay, and what was the thought behind increasing the line by 1,000?
We do have, we're trying to look at potentially putting on a Citizens Police Academy next year. And I'd need to buy I'm thinking about trying to buy another battery for our e-bike and potentially, if we can, a new e-bike, but we'll see.
Okay.
If we are successful in the Citizens Police Academy, it's gonna be close to $1,000 for expenses.
Brian?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chief, line 229, HVAC maintenance. Kind of a two-part question. One is, the historicals, were they close to 10,000 or less? And also, what is your actuals for that?
Sure. And that's in operations, correct?
Yes, they're
Yep.
still in operation.
Yeah.
Yes.
So HVAC maintenance is the line?
Yes.
Okay. As of right now, 2025, we are at, our actuals are $2,525. Last year was 10,000. The year before that was 4,367. 2022 was 6447. 21 was 4744. 2020 was 8753. Need me to keep going, or?
No, that's good.
All right.
I'd like to make a motion to reduce that line item from $7,500 down to $5,000.
Is there a second? Joe
I'll second
seconds?
it.
Got it, Sam? It's line 229, reduction of 2,500. Wait, let they get to speak to their motions first, Jared, then I'll call on you. Brian?
Well, based upon what the chief mentioned about the historicals not being up to $2,500 and also actuals are at what is in front of us, I think it's prudent to bring it down.
Okay. Who seconded again? Joe. Joe?
Yeah, to me, it looks like one big expense every other year, roughly, if I'm looking at the actuals. It still budgets, that $5,000 still gives a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm comfortable with that number. That was actually the number I was thinking too.
Jared?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chief, for this particular item, are there any maintenance that you have scheduled for next year that would cause us to expend more than the money that is listed?
Let me check.
I don't know if you have a regular maintenance cycle that you need to do, and that might be a year of a maintenance cycle.
No, unfortunately, we don't. That one's more like when everything just falls apart. They do come in and they do their maintenance on it. They do, let me just look, I'll show you, I'll tell you real quick. They do like the filters and stuff like that. But typically it's
There's no scheduled servicing that
It's
you might have for
filters,
that?
yeah, throughout the year, but it's not like, I think the most we do is about $1,000 when they come in and do all that. Our big issue is kind of like what Joe said, we have an antiquated system. Last year, we spent a lot because I think in February, we lost one of our heater cores up top that cost us about $6,000, and it took 3 months to get us. So one side of our building was freezing all winter. So yeah, it's, whatever's going, it just depends.
Thank
Some
you.
years it's overexpended, and some years it's not.
Additional comments? Okay, Joe, you want to start us off?
Yes. Yes.
That's
Sorry.
a vote.
Yes.
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 Abstaining.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
No.
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Ten yes, 3 no, 1 abstention.
Okay. Brian?
Thanks, Madam Chair. Chief, row 222, radio rep. I guess clarification on what that radio rep is?
Yep, radio repair.
Repair, okay.
That's basically, we have that line for anything that happens to any of our radios. Not necessarily our bigger maintenance agreement with the bigger, it's more of our portable radios or our cruiser radios. We buy batteries out of that, antennas that break, or if we need new antennas,
Okay.
that's typically where it is.
So as a follow-up, similar question, so I noticed that 24 actuals were high, this year you have 43. Is there any new
Yep.
updated actuals on that one?
I can give you an actual, but I believe we just ordered about $3,000 worth of batteries for all of ours. But let me give you an actual here. So the actuals as of right now is $304, but I know we just had an invoice for, I think it was $3,100 for batteries that we have not paid yet because we're waiting to get the batteries.
Okay. And then, I can follow up, the historicals, so.
Yep.
23, 22, what were there?
23 was 2,736 and, I'm sorry, 22 was, sorry, wrong one. 22 was 2,784, 21 was 5,128.
51.
But that was only $2,000 allocated.
Okay.
Brian?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to reduce that line item, 222 from 3,500 to 2,500, so by 1,000.
Is there a second?
Second it.
Okay.
Line 222 by, how much again?
1,000.
1,000.
Want to speak to your motion?
No, I think it's been said. I think there's room to cover what's, the receipt potentially coming for repairs for the radios.
Okay. Joe?
I second it for Brian's sake. I probably won't vote for the motion.
Aw, just say for discussion.
But whenever I make a motion, if somebody would second me out of courtesy, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think, the radios are so important to their operations. I think this is a safety issue, in my opinion. And we're already kind of budgeting, like, on the low end of the halfway mark for this, so I'd probably say no. Any other comments? Okay. I've totally lost track. James,
Why don't you
go?
start?
I already did start.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, she just.
No. No.
No.
No.
No.
Abstaining.
Yes.
No.
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 Peter?
No.
That is, sorry, 12 no's, 1 yes, 1 abstaining. Pause. Danielle, what do I do when I run out of columns?
There's a second page.
I'm on the
She's
second
already
page.
through the second page. We've had a lot of motions.
Getting busy.
I still have 2 more.
You have another sheet? Okay.
Okay. Page 12, anything else? Move on to police communications, page 13. Allison?
Chief, could you give us actual year-to-date for the overtime line under police communications?
Yes, and you that. We're currently at 79,151. We also have 3 holidays left, which are usually our bigger overtime expenditures.
Okay.
And are you fully staffed in this department?
We are.
Okay. Jerry?
Chief, for your full-time wages for communication, are all of these union members, or are they part of a collective bargaining agreement?
9 out of the 11 are union. My 2 supervisors are non-union.
follow up, please?
Yep, go ahead.
For the new spends that are listed there, so this $12,000, is that specifically for those two individuals that are not part of the union, and that would be their potential raise for next year, or their pool?
I'm sorry. Let me look real quick. That might be. Okay.
But it's the matrix adjustment and the steps.
For,
For the non-union.
For the non-union, two supervisors.
thank you.
Joe?
I'm not gonna make the motion to cut the travel line because I know where this is headed, but I would if I could. That's all I'm gonna say. Save some
Okay.
time.
Thank you, Joe, because she really needs to go. She's the she's the one getting the awards.
Where is the I don't even see the travel line.
It's,
Yeah, where is that?
What is the number?
It's 238, isn't it? Employee
238,
development.
employee development?
Employee development.
Yeah, so we put her travel, my accreditation manager, who's also my supervisor, my dispatch supervisor, she does two jobs for one. That employee development is the conference fee for them. The travel for her, for the other, is in my travel line for operations.
Okay. Allison?
How about line 237, the clothing and uniforms? And I know that the prices are going up, but do you have a more current this year?
They just ordered some, so this current, my actuals right now will change a little bit by the end of the year.
Yeah.
But we're at 1838 right now, and I know they just did a couple of orders. I'm not sure the exact, what those POs look like, to be honest with you.
Even have a guess?
I would say probably close to 1,000.
Okay. Could I ask for 23 and 22?
Sure. 23 was 1446. 22, sorry, hit the wrong tab. 22, it was 1331, but that was only $2,300 allocated. And I will remind everybody that for a couple of years, we were short-staffed pretty good in there, so we don't buy any uniforms. But I will say in '21, we had an $1,800 budget, and we spent $1,300, so.
But you're fully staffed in there now?
So we are, actually, thank you for reminding me, because now that you just said that, we have two new dispatchers in there that we have not bought their uniforms for. We typically wait till after they get out of training, and then we buy them. So those two dispatchers will be getting out of training, hopefully if everything works out by the end of the year. So we will be buying their uniform shirts and pants.
And approximately how much are there, I mean, I'm assuming their uniforms are cheaper than
Yeah,
your
it's just,
uniforms.
it's they have like a different polo, and we do provide them with a pair of black pants. They're about $800 to $1,000 per dispatcher, so we're gonna be pretty close to this by the end of the year.
But for next year,
Next year, we'll just, if we keep everybody, it'll just be wear and tear.
right,
Yeah.
So, not to be picky about this, but that's an awful lot of money for a couple polo shirts and a pair of pants.
Yeah. We buy them, I think, 2 or 3 polo shirts, because, right, we don't want them to have to wear the same shirt when they
Right.
come to work. Because they work in their office for 12 hours a day in a room with another person, and they only have one heater or one air conditioner, we buy them, if they want a jacket or a sweatshirt. We have a pullover, they have a long sleeve. Some of them wear hats, so we buy those for them too. And typically their pants are just a black cargo pant. Yeah.
Okay. Brian?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So Chief, row or line 247, equipment maintenance. So similar questioning, I know there's been a change or reduction, but could you share the actual year-to-date on that one? And also the historical, because I see 24 was only $1,000 and change.
Yes. So remember, the equipment maintenance line is the line that we use for our maintenance agreement for our new radio system that we
Okay.
had originally, when we put it together, they gave us some numbers that were in the $40,000 range per year. We have now since renegotiated, that was a little bit less. That's why you see a decrease.
Okay.
And there is some money in there that covers other equipment in the radio room. If it goes out, we have some money to move it, to, you know, obviously fix things. Historical context, 2024, we did not spend out of that line. We only spent about, I had budgeted 17,000, but I'm not sure, I'd have to talk to Danielle, but there was a revised budget, so it looks like we only spent about 1,000 out of there. 23, we spent 16,000 out of a $17,000 budget. 22, out of a 17.5, we spent $50,000 out of that line, so we were over by 288%. In 21, we spent about $27,000 out of that line. But remember, those are the years that we had changed over the radio system. We had done some different maintenance, so we had to spend some different things. We had a lightning strike on one of them, and I believe there was some type of device in there that it blew out and we needed a new one. But I feel like when we're at this place now, we have a newer system
Yep.
in that maintenance agreement. I think where we budgeted is pretty close.
And did I miss it? Did you tell me the actual?
Yep. I can give it to you again, though.
Sorry.
The actual, as of today, right now,
Sure.
$1,310, but we have not paid, I'd have to ask Kelly if there is a maintenance agreement bill that we're gonna have to pay this year.
Okay. Any approximation?
I'll have to get back to you.
Okay.
Oh, $31,626.
Find that how that happened.
Somebody in the back is right on it for me.
Okay. No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Any other motions, comments, questions? Olivia?
Can you explain the last two lines, 249 and 250, where the actuals are 0 for the last 2 years for propane and facility repairs?
Yes. So if I don't know why my numbers are different. You're referring to the police communications tower, which is propane and facility repairs. That's what you're asking about? Just want to make sure I'm clear.
I think so.
It's like 280 and then 475 is, yep.
Yep.
So that's our tower up on the mountain that has our facility. There is a generator up there that we use for emergencies. It does do a cycle of testing itself. We just haven't had to fill the tank for the propane. I can give you some historical data, but years past, we've had to fill it depending on how long we've been out of power up there. And repairs, that's a good one. We have not really put any money into the repairs up there. We are probably next year having somebody come in and look at it because the facility itself probably needs a lot of repairs. We just don't have anybody that goes up there and is a maintenance person.
Okay.
So in the past, we've done some some new door latches and stuff like that. But it is a hardened facility that doesn't need a lot of maintenance.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else on police communications? Okay. Thank you, Chief, but don't go away, because we're gonna do CIP.
You want to do it right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, CIP. So we have a couple of things we can look at with CIP. We have that handout that Derek gave us last time. CIP begins on page 28 of our budgets, or we have that one pager that Derek gave us in all the pretty colors. The blue one, yes.
This was on
Yeah.
Tuesday, we had a
Is there
blue
any-
one.
Do you have any more of those, Derek?
Oh, yeah, we'll get one up to you.
I think we have 3 people here who didn't get them.
I like colors.
Yeah, it's a soothing blue.
Versus the monochrome.
I think that they were emailed to us.
Oh, that's true, Peter. You're right.
Right, not everyone is sitting at their computer like I am.
Derek, do you have another one for?
Oh, yes, let's see.
PD only has one. They just have their cruiser.
Actually,
You know,
before we
I'd like
do
to-
that, I want to just, I have a question about the debt service,
Thank you.
which is page 27.
Okay.
We have ridiculously low debt, which is not necessarily a good thing, because it means we haven't been investing in long-term expenses. But one of these is a water main, 53,000 for a water main. Shouldn't that be in the sewer department's budget?
No, that was Lynchville Danish Park. That was done after the Mother Day floods.
Oh, okay.
And that is a betterment, so each of the property owners that benefited from that, they have twice a year, they have a bill that goes out.
So that is another pass-through?
Yep.
We've got offsetting revenue to cover that?
Yes.
And then the other item on there, that 105,000, that's from what, the
The
Church Street Fire Station?
Fire Station 1,
Okay, on Church Street.
yep.
And,
So that's broken down into interest and principal.
Okay.
There's two separate lines one's for the principal, one's for the interest.
oh, so it's 105 for the principal and 36,000 for the interest?
Yeah, and the interest obviously goes down every year, but yes.
Do you know when we're supposed to pay that off?
2036? 2030.
For a town of this size to have what amounts to, what, $90,000 of debt is nuts. Well, sorry, I know you can't really comment on that, but that's a very low debt. In fact, I bet well, anyways, all right, we'll leave it at that. It's not like we're gonna change that number on the budget. All right, so CIP, page 28. So police, since the chief is still here, you've got your 3 vehicles. Is there any questions? One is the Tahoe, the other 2 are the Ford Explorers, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody, Joe?
What's the delta between just cutting it back to another Ford Explorer?
Roughly about $20-ish thousand.
All right, so I'd like to make that motion, cut it down, just keep to the 3 Ford Explorers.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay,
All right.
you got that?
So, we're reducing line 458 by 20,000.
No, you're gonna say reducing line 458, but we need to get we don't know the
I
exact
need the
number right
exact, I
now.
just don't have it. 16?
It's line 485.
No, was it
485.
16?
485, oh,
485.
sorry, I might have said 458, sorry.
485.
485. Reduce line 4.
So that put it at 193, if you're gonna reduce it by 20,000.
I don't want to reduce it by 20,000, I want to reduce it for whatever the delta is between the Tahoe and the
So.
Ford
Explorer.
That's the chief's detail.
It says change of $16,000, if that's what it is, then.
Well, no, because the
Where does it say
cruiser
that?
cost went up as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the back of it.
We're on page 28, line 485, under police operations.
So, to your point, Joe, our cruisers this year were $43,430, and I thought the Tahoes were just about, almost like 55, 60.
So we're
If-
looking
if-
at 16.
I don't know the exact number, sorry.
I think we can move forward with the motion even if we don't have the
Yeah.
exact number, as long as we are clear in what our
We could bring-
intent
yeah,
is.
We could bring it to the building.
The intent is to fund 3 police cruisers that are Ford Explorers.
Ford Interceptors.
Okay. Is there a second?
Explorers.
Was there already a second?
Izzy
Izzy seconded, okay.
Wait, so I just want to make sure I'm writing this correctly. So, only buy 3 Ford Explorers?
Interceptors.
4 Interceptors? Yeah, Explorers, whatever. Mustangs, you know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Mustang.
Ford Fiestas, buy 3 Ford Fiestas, it'll be fine.
Fords.
Ford Vespa.
Yeah. Buy 3 Ford Interceptors.
Okay, so do you want to speak to your motion?
No?
Izzy?
We're just trying to find ways to save money.
Okay,
And I know that during your presentation, you did say you were amenable to going back to the 3-4 explorers.
Yes, to be clear, this was a want.
okay. Is there further discussion or comments? Okay, we ready to vote? Okay. Olivia, why don't you go first? I'm just pulling names out of a hat at this point. I've lost track of where we were. Go ahead.
No.
Yes.
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 Abstaining.
Yes.
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 Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Peter?
I just want to make sure, so my vote is not for a specific amount, but whatever we find the delta to be, or is it for 23,000?
No, it's for the specific, it's for whatever the difference is between the Tahoe and the Ford Interceptor.
Got it. So we're going to get that information later on?
At
Right.
your next meeting.
Right.
Okay, yes, then.
Okay, so that is. That is, let me just get this backwards. 12 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention.
Okay. That's it for, that's in the CIP for the police,
Yep.
correct? So I think we're done. Now we get to go back to everybody else.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much,
Chief.
everyone.
Thanks, Chief.
If I don't get to see you, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay,
Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
so moving down the line to fire operations. Deputy Chief, you want to come back?
Elizabeth?
Yes, sorry, Laura.
Can we take 5?
Yeah, you want to take 5? Yeah, but although it really will be 5, because I'm going to cut us off at 9, because that's when it's done.
Yeah.
Yes, you
All
can
right.
go to the bathroom.
We're on 5-minute break. We made a
5-minute
break,
break.
and now we're taking a break.
Sorry.
After I go to the bathroom.
P is not in the operating budget, it's in the CRF, and you do not need voter approval to get that, that's a done deal, right? The money's already in the account.
Correct.
Okay. So, we are talking about the command vehicle and the boat.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me a little bit more about, well, we talked about the command vehicle last year, and it got bumped, but the boat is a new request.
Sure.
Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yep. So, as I think everybody in town knows, we're a little bit prone to floods. And we've had, when we have a flood, it's pretty significant residential impact to the community. So the town maintains 2 motorized small rescue craft or inflatable boats. Think about your like little Zodiac, 12, 14-foot range with a smaller outboard engine on them. So there's one at Station 1, one at Station 2. And the one that we have coming up is pretty old. So,
2006, right?
yep,
It says on here.
2006, yep. So that one is in 2006. Pull up the inspection report for that. So it's powered by an Evinrude outboard engine, which we know is no longer made. Just a quick prop for my personnel, again, we talked about it in my presentation, but luckily, we actually have a boat mechanic who works as a full-time firefighter for us. So that has significantly cut down our boat maintenance, and he is keeping that thing alive, barely. So the preventative maintenance ongoing parts are difficult, especially for that engine. The transom seal on the left side is leaking. 2 air valves were replaced over the last 2 years. Sorry, this goes on beyond what I can see. The transom seam needs to replacement if possible, because we gotta get that looked at. And we'll need to replace the fuel tank, because as we know, ethanol absolutely destroys boat motor. So the typical orange 6-gallon gas tank, the fuel line goes in between it, it just eats it up, and then you can't get fuel through it, so we're gonna have to replace that as well if we maintain it.
Okay. Rich?
How many times has, it's boat number 2, right? How many times has it been used?
So the difficulty is we do not have a tow vehicle right now for Station 2, so that one does not go out unless we have a significant event in which usually my vehicle goes and gets to that boat if I'm available, or another vehicle. So we've been pretty good. I think we only had 1 flood this year where we had impact to the residential area, and no residents needed to be evacuated this year, luckily. So that was great. Number of calls by unit for boat 1 and boat 2. Yeah, so I'm seeing less than 5. Yep.
And you said you don't have a trailer for it?
We don't have a tow vehicle for it.
A tow vehicle.
It's on, both boats are on trailers. Yep.
Did you have your hand up, Joe?
Yeah, I'm looking at the mileage on the 3 command vehicles. I see the 2 newer ones at 14. Hold on, I'm looking at one that's good. We just replaced that at 14,000. The other 2, one at 85,000 miles, but hasn't done that many runs this year compared to yours. I believe yours, right, Deputy Chief, and the Chief's hasn't been used as much.
Car 2 is the one that I run.
Car 1 is the Chief's.
Car 1 is the Chief's, yeah. So Car 2 has done 161 calls as of September 1st.
Okay, so I'm gonna motion to cut the command vehicle out of this year's budget, $80,000. I'll talk about it after that.
Is there a second?
Second?
Okay.
So we are cutting.
Do you need the line
Command
of that?
vehicle.
Yeah, it's from the vehicle line.
The command vehicle. Joe. Let's see.
46. And it's 82,000. you want to speak to your motion?
Yeah, I'm looking at the condition of all three cars. It's two of them are good. There's one that's obviously being used a lot more than the others. I think there is, so given that, there's a little bit of flexibility there. For us, I understand we pushed it off last year as well, but I see three cars, and with the chief retiring, there's especially a lot more opportunity for flexibility in who uses what car.
Izzy?
I was wanting to let him talk.
Okay.
Thanks, dude.
So, Sam?
I know I had asked you before if there was a less expensive vehicle that we could get, and you had said to me that we couldn't because it has the towing capacity, and where we just were talking about
Yep.
the boat, we don't have a vehicle to tow that other boat.
Correct.
Would this new vehicle be able to tow that boat? Like, if we got the new vehicle, would it be able to tow?
If we, so
The new
last year, the board as well as the committee, we were trying to replace car two and then keep car two in the fleet.
Okay.
So then that car would be utilized at Station Two. We heard from you guys, you were not interested in something like that, so that is not in our request this year. So that has not gone before the board to keep car two in service in the fleet as a tow vehicle at Station Two. But for the one that we replace it with, would it would be able to, yes. And per our discussion, as far as that, yeah, it would be used as a tow vehicle for that as well as multiple other trailers as well.
Okay.
Car two, yep.
Well, so, because right now, what Richard had asked, if we have the ability to, we don't have a way to tow both boats right now.
Correct.
But if we got a new vehicle, we could tow both boats.
If we, so the request, based on the direction that we received from the board and the committee last year, our request this year is to replace car two and not maintain the current car two in the fleet.
So then the current car two wouldn't be able to tow anything.
Because it would no longer be ours.
Okay.
That'd be accurate.
Allison?
So would you still be down to only one vehicle that could tow one boat?
So just to be 100%, so the command cars that we have, all of them have tow ratings to handle all that stuff. So technically, car one, car two, car three, and K1, actually in Forestry one could pull vehicle. They have the ability to tow vehicles.
Okay.
To be 100%.
Oh, this
Oh,
one.
Richard?
But we just don't have a vehicle at that station for them to
Waiting
use.
for it
Correct.
to be
So
needed.
Monday through Friday, 8 to 4,
Someone's there.
we can definitely get a tow vehicle there.
Right.
Outside of that, it depends.
Good. Okay. Chief, so regardless of capacity,
Yep.
this is part of your regular replacement schedule, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and we've already deferred it before?
Correct.
Okay. This is another good example of what I had mentioned on our very first night. We are in a position where we're woefully behind in some areas and just barely catching up in others. This is another one of those things that we are catching up, and I think cutting it represents kicking the can down the road again.
Chief, oh, I have a question, actually. I'm looking at the matrix for the vehicle matrix, and this is for next year, but it's the UTV one. What is that?
So that's a side-by-side vehicle. It's a side-by-side, so basically a four-wheeler that you have two people inside of it.
Okay. And
Great
I'm,
for off-roading.
okay, so I'm looking at that.
We have a
'cause-
lot of power lines, and we have two mountains that love to catch fire.
So it's current, and the reason I'm asking this is because I'm trying to look ahead and see if things can be shifted around, so.
If you're asking about the UTV, my plan next year is to move that back because it's in good shape.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, the current age is 8 years, the expected life is 11, and
Yep.
its replacement age is 9. So if that were the case, then there are no vehicles next year, which would be glorious, but it also could.
None of my vehicles.
Well, yes, for the fire department, yes, I know. But it could also give a little bit of space to finally get that command vehicle. I'm just trying to spread these things out as much as I can so that we can afford them.
So, I don't know what the following year is gonna hold. we pushed it back. For example, so for the Tahoes, there used to be two different models. There's a SSV and a PPV. The police model is a PPV, and it's about, it was about $4,500 more. So all of our current Tahoes are the SSV. It's no longer being made in 2026, so we actually have to go to the police version of them, as well as the 2026 model is a $2,300 increase. So we can push it off.
It's gonna be more money.
Yep.
Because inflation, it's gonna be more money, even without the change of model, it's gonna be more money.
Yep.
Joe?
So I want to pull back my motion for a minute and just have a holistic conversation. It's 8:30, we aren't planning on meeting next week.
Right.
We're planning on stopping at 9. I think what we should be doing is telling the select board to come to us with a list of things that they want to move. Because right now, we went through all the budgets, and what was it, like 57,000 has been cut tonight?
Correct, and you had 141,000 the other night, so you're.
So just 200,000.
Shy of two.
What percentage is that gonna decline
I
out
don't
of
know.
proposed?
I don't
Okay. I'm just saying holistically, I think, I mean, Richard, you're doing your job here. You're voting no on every single motion to cut something or
That is not
proposing.
accurate.
But what I'm saying is your job is to represent what the select board interest is.
It is.
And my job is to, like, watch out for the taxpayers. So my question is, as a committee, do we want to send Richard back to the select board and say, send us your priorities or where you can go? Because what's gonna happen is, you know, we're gonna hit 9 o'clock and then they're gonna have a meeting Monday and then they're gonna, yeah, I just think this is a great time to ask them to make some suggestions.
Okay, Jared?
Just as a statement for this particular one, no, I'm looking at you, but this is in general. This isn't just the select board that goes through CIP. This goes through the planning board. You have a CIP rep that did her job very well. So this isn't a select board piece. This is the planning board that forwarded our CIP that we're reviewing right now. And so I understand the statement that was made, but I don't think this is a select board thing. This was a planning and CIP board thing that went through this. Not to say that we shouldn't do our job, and when I say we, of course, I mean you, need to do that as a budget committee for things like this. But I don't think this is a select board item.
You can respond, Joe.
No, I think that we need some direction from the select board before we start, you know, diving deep into the CIP.
Okay, Laura, and then I'm gonna go.
I'm curious as what you mean by direction, because I feel like for CIP or in general?
I would say in general, the budget needs to go down significantly before I can vote for it. And I think other members are feeling that way too. And I would say my percentage to start would be 5%, and we're not even close to touching that. So we need some sort of direction from the select board before, like, I just don't want to sit here and waste our time if, like, maybe they have a different direction they want to take it.
Okay, so I hear you and I agree to some extent, but I also think we need to continue this pass through CIP. There were some talks or some discussions at our last meeting about some more significant cuts that we kind of tabled because I think we all felt like we hadn't actually gone through this yet and we wanted to get through this line by line and then revisit it. We did ask Richard to take back to the select board a proposal possibly of moving the Packer into a warrant article. So before we kind of hit that button, I'd rather finish this process, because we're getting pretty close to the end of it. And then I think we will be at that point where we're gonna have to say, okay, now what do we do? Where are we going? But I would personally rather let this play out right now.
Like half an hour play out, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, I figured there was no way in the world I thought we were gonna be done tonight with the town. I mean, I knew we were gonna go at least one more night on the town when we got back, if not more. So, Allison?
It seems to me that this budget has gone through many checks and balances, including ending of the select board, and came to us with what they truly think they need. Whether we like that or not, we couldn't find a whole lot of excess in the budget, because we all just looked at it. So isn't the next step trying to figure out where we start cutting services? Because I mean, we're kind of barely scraping by on most of our services as it is. I mean, if you're talking 5 or less, we can't maintain the level of services that we're doing. That's what they're bringing us, is a maintained level. No one out there is like, guess what, we're gonna do this great thing in our new, our department because we've increased our budgets. All of them they're level funding. There's nothing great that's coming out. So what are we as a board willing to cut for the people in our town? Because this is just too high. And
Well, that's why I think this is a negotiation, as we said, and I think we need to finish this pass to
yeah,
start the negotiation.
I'm fine with that, but
So-
I'm just saying the next step, if he's saying
Yeah.
he thinks we need to get to 5,
We'll start at 5, that's where I am.
right.
Laura?
So I've been thinking what Allison said the whole time, and I know this isn't helpful, but I feel like we're in an impossible position because we've heard from everyone that federal funding is cut, state funding is cut. So that's already no support for the things that now it is just the job of Goffstown taxpayers to support. And I don't like how high this still is either, but as we went through, I mean, we're gonna have to find things, but I think it's gonna come down to services, unfortunately, because there's nowhere to go, and it's only up to us, and we have very little control over most of this. So I wanna reconsider just expectations of what we can do without heavily cutting services, because this is mostly stuff that we cannot change. And that is thanks to things that we have no control over in this room.
Okay, Richard?
Yeah, I really must, I must echo what Allison said. First off, this budget, as Joe said, my job here is to represent the interest of the select board. The interest of the select board is to fully fund the services that this town relies on. As we have gone through this budget, there are, with respect to all members, there are members who wanted us more or less to start over with the budget, who have not been comfortable making the major cuts themselves that they would ask the select board to make. Now, I do understand the economic situation that the country is facing. The cost of living crisis is affecting everyone. But this is what it costs to run the services at the level they are now. It is our job to put together a budget that funds those services at the select board level. And it is the job of the budget committee to determine what the taxpayers can afford from that list. We've cut some wants. I've tried to be a good negotiating partner, and to hear that I've only voted no on cuts is kind of hurtful, because I think I'm maybe even have overstepped my bounds a little bit in voting yes on some of these cuts without approval from the select board. But I've tried to be a good negotiating partner. I just don't understand where we go from here without cutting services. And it seems like in this room, no one wants to admit that a major budget cut means a cut to services.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
And I think at the job we signed up for is we may get blame, or people may not like the choices we've made, but that's what it unfortunately comes down to. Like, if people are gonna blame the budget committee for either sending a budget that's too high or cutting an entire who knows what because we can't afford it, that's what it is. And I don't wanna pass the blame just for the sake of not wanting to make the decision.
Joe? and
The
Brian.
thing that I want everyone to think about is we have two budgets we're looking at. We have a town budget and a school budget. And I know that there are significant services on the town side that may need to be cut, and I'll admit it. Yeah, some services might need to be cut, okay? But we also have a school budget too. And for the town to come forward with a 13.6% increase, although it is technically smaller, their increase, than the town, their percentage is higher, puts school funding at jeopardy too. Puts teachers' contract at jeopardy, puts capital reserve fund, all the critical needs of the school as well. So while we want to fund services on both sides, I just caution the budget committee, like, you know, I realize I'm one vote out of 15, but I don't think the taxpayers are gonna fund anything higher than 5% on the town side. And if they don't, there's a good chance the school's going down too, and the teacher's contract. So that's why I want some sort of direction from the select board. Let us know, like, what services would you be willing to cut or pare down to get us to a point where we can pass a budget and live within our means, because I've been around long enough to know, I think I know how the town's feeling on some of this stuff.
Brian?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on this because I think, I appreciate everyone's comments, and I believe in some of those. I mean, I'm on record that, yeah, if you do any significant cuts, it has to be services or payroll, when no one wants to talk about payroll or personnel. So, I guess it boils back to, like, I was consented to govern by the governing body, and I'm gonna do my best for that. And I just want to get into the nitty-gritty and start to look to further deliberate on this. Because I personally don't think the select board's gonna come back and give us more refined priorities in regards to what they think is appropriate for the town. So I'd rather just get into it, and whatever flushes out, it flushes out. But, yeah, I'm not comfortable with the percentage. And I'll echo what Joe said. I don't think if it goes to ballot, anything more than 5%, and my percentage was even lower than that. It was like 3%. I don't think there's gonna be a strong appetite to support it, so.
Okay, so I agree that we need to
Yeah.
keep moving, because we did, like I said, we did talk about some big things the other night. I think we need to go back and revisit them and decide where we land on them, and then that's when we go back to the select board and say, okay, let's start talking. That's when the negotiation begins. So let's move forward. My goal is, I want to avoid default on both sides. That is, in my opinion, the worst thing that could happen to the town and the worst thing that could happen to the school, from a funding standpoint. So let's try and see what we can do to get this closer to where we want to be. Can we go back to the, okay, Laura, but then let's go back to the command
it's
vehicle.
related to this. Just quick, default is still higher, so what is that percent?
What is default percent over?
That was in your overview.
I know, I just can't remember. I
It was
figured you-
1%. So default was a 1%.
Okay.
Which inflation is running at just under 3%, so.
I have a question about vehicles, if we can.
Thank
get
you,
back to
Rich,
that.
that's wonderful.
I think you mentioned that UTV1 is in relatively good shape,
Correct.
and so you were thinking about moving that out past 27?
That'll be in 2026 is CIP committee meeting.
Okay.
We'll discuss that and a few others.
So the condition of the boat that you're looking to replace is listed as fair. Can you tell me a little bit more about what fair really means? Is it
So,
about to crap out?
I can go over the items again.
Yeah.
Obviously, being a taxpayer myself, I can thank you very much for everybody putting all the information into this. I think we can push it back a year. But it's just, I don't know, like the engine, the parts, and if that seam does actually go, then it's out of service until it gets replaced
Okay.
with a brand new one. So
But
if we have a flood this winter, like we had 2 years ago, I think it was, that we had a late fall one, and that goes, that means we're gonna be down to one boat for, what, 15 months?
So, Jared just reminded me, we do have a motion on the floor about the command vehicle.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna, yeah, I still want a motion to
Yeah,
push that back.
so if we need to have a larger I mean, it sounds like to me like we need to have a larger discussion about fire vehicles and maybe target it on the command, I don't know, but you guys, I saw some hands over here, are they on the command vehicle or are they on vehicles in general?
My question's about the boat.
Wait,
Okay, so hold off on the boat.
do we have this motion? I thought Joe said he was pulling it back.
I think he just meant like metaphorically, he's gonna talk about something else, so he was gonna open up a bigger topic.
I was gonna nestle my discussion on the command vehicle in with my discussion on
Just tuck it in.
the budget, so,
All right,
yeah, my motion still stands.
I'm gonna violate Robert rules again. We're gonna put a pin in the command vehicle. Let's go ahead and talk
Okay.
about the boat and the command vehicle and any other vehicles we wanna talk about, because they are all related. So Olivia, you had a comment.
How long does it take to, like, if we order a boat, how long does it take? Like, I know the engines take years at this point, but for the boat, how long?
So, great
order.
question. So what we're seeing is a change. Right now, everything is, according to my suppliers, everything is changing back to COVID times for supply chains. So because of the tariffs, what they're doing for the smaller items is that they're shipping less, so that way they have a higher quantity. So right now, like I told you in the presentation, the fire boots that we have, we went to a different kind to save about 30% on those. However, now they're back ordered for 8 months. So that's one example.
Yeah.
To get back to your question about the boat, my understanding is the boat could be without only about 3 months.
Okay.
And again, I have no
Like, no
idea on
guarantee.
supply chains and, yeah.
Okay, thank
Because
you.
it is just, I think, like Brian was talking about earlier, it's changing so much right now, it's hard to put a figure on it.
Brian?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chief, around the boat as well, two-part question.
Okay.
And you might have mentioned it. How often are both boats deployed?
I would say both at the same time?
Yeah.
I would say on a normal year, maybe even never.
Okay.
Again, because the only time we're gonna have the second one is if we have a long duration event, that one of the vehicles goes and picks it up and then goes back to the scene.
Okay.
And this year, that did not happen, so, and even for the regatta, we didn't have enough staffing for the second boat, so I don't believe this year at all, to answer your question.
Okay.
I know last year, because we had a couple deployments, they did.
Okay.
But we're talking 5 or less, but the problem is, one of those incidents could be 20 or 30 houses
Right. Okay.
involved. So it's a high risk, low frequency.
Right, okay.
Yep.
All right, thank you. And the second part is just curiosity concerning preventative maintenance. Do you use ethanol stabilizers in your fuel?
So what we try to do is actually use non-ethanol gas.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yes, so we actually, and again, like I talked about in the presentation, is we have a few different people that are very good with small engines.
Okay.
So we are purchasing non-ethanol fuel for those, which obviously
It's even better.
is more expensive,
Yeah.
but maintenance-wise,
Perfect. All right.
the problem is with the boats, we're just using much more fuel.
Yeah.
So it's just, the cost is,
Okay, thank you.
I think for me, between the two, I mean, I'm less inclined to cut the boat because it seems more directly a life-saving apparatus or vehicle, whatever you want to call it. I'm more inclined to push back the command vehicle, even though we've already pushed it back 1 year. Because I think Joe's right in that we've got this changing of the guard, it might not be needed right away, we haven't hired the new person. I don't know. I think for me, that would be the deal I would cut with myself. Allison?
How many miles are on car 2? Are you talking about replacing?
so I did a handout for you guys.
76,954.
It was,
Thank you.
so, and what I did was, I know we asked about the hours on them as well. So I think everybody got that handout right. It wasn't in the original packet, but it was the handout, so you guys should have that,
Sorry
so,
about that.
yeah. So car 2,
76,954, yep.
The most hours.
yeah, and then it obviously has a bunch of idle hours because that is in charge of that is the only way we can maintain accountability of all of our firefighters during a structure fire.
Ryan?
I'll just echo what the chair said about potentially going with the boat and pushing out the command vehicle for another year.
Is there more discussion? Go ahead, Sam.
Olivia, do you remember from CIP, were there any really big things for next year that maybe aren't technically fire department related, but are?
Well, we've got the matrix.
Yeah, I mean, the matrix is in there for the most part. All the departments do a really good job of planning out what's to come and have things on replacement schedules. But every time we change them, that kind of messes it up, so it gets pushed out again, so it's not surprising that, as frustrating as it is, that the budget's as high as it is right now, because it's all the stuff from last year. So most of the things on the CIP matrix are the regularly planned vehicles, and then, like way down the line, eventually we'll need a new police department, that kind of stuff. But, the fire trucks are super expensive.
Right.
They're on there, but they're expected. And then DPW is very standard, it's, the chunk.
Yeah.
Brian?
Just a follow-up to Sam and what Olivia was mentioning, if you look at the CIP, in '27, there is an increase in amounts and different projects for DPW.
Yeah.
So that's happening '27, that's of note. And then also, police has records management software, a big ticket item by appropriation as well in '27. So that's the two big drawbacks to me.
My thought would be is like, in pushing this off, we're gonna get to next year, and then we're gonna be like, oh, you can't do this, and then we're gonna push it off again, and we're just gonna keep on moving it. And the price of a vehicle.
It's gonna happen every year.
It's just gonna keep on increasing.
Well, that's what's kind of happening,
Yeah.
right? Where it's,
We've been doing that for decades, and,
Right.
that's kind of the way it is in a sense, and then ultimately, some things rise to the top of the priority list, and those are the things you take care of that year, and other things.
It's part of the process.
It is part of the process, and it's right, and it's why, like with Rick and Parks and Rec and the revolving fund, that revolving fund was so important, because otherwise his projects they were kind of small and they would never have gotten funded. So it's like being creative with capital reserve funds and revolving funds and other means of funding these things are probably the only way some of this stuff is ever gonna get done. In my opinion. So, Olivia?
yeah, I think that we've all been triaging, for lack of a better term, the needs of both the town and the departments with the CIP matrix. And I think everybody, including the department heads, have been really flexible with needing that. I think it's important too that the public is made aware, if we talk to people or whatever, that this exists, that the departments are planning things out, that they're not just like, oh, hey, I need a boat, or, oh, I want these kinds of cars. It's thoughtfully and carefully made. Like Brian was saying, there are the software things, but on the whole, it's vehicles.
Yeah, the vehicle expense is just killing us.
And
I don't know
it's
if there's
going-
anything that can be done about that,
Right.
because some of our vehicles look like they're very old and in terrible shape. But, man, that is a big chunk every single year. Joe, did you have something to?
Why don't we just let the voters decide if they want to fund a vehicle or a dump truck or, just,
Well, I think we talked, sorry.
no,
I
I'm saying
think
larger, maybe smaller ticket
Well,
items.
we talked about that a little bit on Tuesday too, about possibly putting I think it was the Packer, right, on a separate warrant article. And then Richard very rightly brought up too that we've been trying to limit the amount of warrants, so people don't get fold out.
True, but there's not very
Madam Chair?
much. There's just a second, Peter, there's not very much on the warrant this year. I think what
Oh,
Rick
I'm
was
not
referring
saying
to,
not
if
to
I
do
remember
it.
correctly, is, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, there was like, 6 pages of things to
Right.
vote on. It was really excessive. I don't think, people were fed up with that, but I don't think that meant you can only have, 1 page.
I
think-
wasn't saying that I
think there's a
didn't
middle
think it was a
ground
good
here that we're
idea.
trying to find.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not opposed to it for that reason. I just think that, it seems a little bit cyclical. It seems like every so
Yeah.
often we go back to a bunch of warrant articles, and every so often we switch back to putting everything in the general fund. So it seems to be that every time we have a budget crisis, we're just going back to the old way, and the old way changes every time because we
Yeah.
keep flip-flopping more or less.
Peter, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I do a couple things. I've been silent for a while. So, one, I do think we sometimes can get distracted by what we think, oh, should we have this many warrant articles? Should we have this? And I think our focus should be more on what do we think is the responsible ask, and how do we want to go about asking it. Overall, I feel like it can be a bit of a distraction, especially if we're not talking about a bunch of warrant articles. So that's one thing. I did want to bring some numbers back. I'm looking over CIP relative to the overall budget. CIP for 2026 proposed over 2025 budget, by my math, represents about 3.5% of the increase. So I think we have to kind of take that into consideration. And then for anyone who's just trying to do the math themselves, it seems like we've basically shaved 1% off of the increase so far. About 250,000 would represent a percentage point on that increase. So I would prefer to still make our second pass through the budget before we decide to take too much off of this for CIP. However, I think we're kind of forgetting a couple things that we can very easily do right now. And I know we're talking to fire, but the reality is it seems like Adam was already saying he was putting the extra 200,000 on road plan that brought it above the 1.6 million to the 1.8. He was already putting that pretty low on his priority list. So I think without even doing a lot of crazy stuff there, we're basically doing something according to what our department head is already kind of saying in his priority list. And we'd basically be shaving another percentage point off by just saying, okay, let's take the 200,000 off the road plan. So is it okay if I motion for that right now?
No, because we have a motion on the floor, so we need to wrap
of course
up
we
that
do.
motion before we'll take any more. And we only have like 10 minutes left, so I guess the question is, do we want to call the vote on this command vehicle, or do we need more time? Do we need to table it? Do we want to vote it one way or the other and revisit it? I don't know. Laura?
I say if we're doing a hard stop at 9 and that's not movable, that we table it because we're having too much just other discussion that's like
Okay.
involved.
Let's table, so we need to vote to table it, so do you want to
Yes.
make that motion?
I'll just pull my motion back, you don't have to do that.
Okay. Okay, and Izzy, you agree to that?
Sure.
Did you second? Okay. All right. Okay, so we do have like these 10 minutes left. I mean, and that's what I was kind of getting at, Peter, like the lowest priorities were the two trailers, right? The message trailer and the Towmaster trailer. Those were the lowest ones on his list. Is that something we could move on, or the 200 additional road plan money? Are any of those three, are people ready for that, or do we need another pass through the budget? You want to wait and do this all on December 2nd? It's just going to be one big brutal night. Brian?
Are you asking me?
I'm
Because I initially made the motion.
No,
out of
I was
order.
asking everybody, and I actually just called on Brian.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm ready to move on the road plan, but I asked that question to Peter. Would you be amenable to go down more?
Good question. Right now, I just want to just do the easy thing and say, hey, I already know that it was the 200,000 that was extra was lower on the priority. So I was just saying, hey, let's just get it out there now. That way, when we reconvene after Thanksgiving, like we can do something that I feel is it's $200,000, so it's a lot. But regardless, I feel like we're going to get the support for tonight. We get it. We've shaved another percentage point almost off right now. So that way we reconvene, and then we're like, oh, do we have to shave some more? Fine. But I would just say go with the 200 for right now.
Okay.
James?
I don't see the sense in cutting number 6 and not cutting 7 and 8. So I say we go for the whole shebang.
why don't we do them in separate motions?
That's
though,
fine.
Just to make them, so do you want to make a motion? for
Yeah,
7 and
so
8?
I'll motion first with cutting number 8, the equipment trailer from the CIP.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Trailer. James.
Do you want to speak to your motion, James?
I think I did.
Okay, Izzy, do you have anything you want to
I
add?
agree with him.
Okay.
What line are we talking about in the
We are
CIP?
talking about.
Tollmaster.
It's 47 on CIP, right?
I'm looking right now.
No, definitely.
Winchester. So here,
On our
I've already-
lovely blue sheet, it's one,
I'm not
two-
using the blue sheet, I'm using the budget we've been given.
Read my.
Page 2, right? Page 4,
Is it line 47?
47, yeah.
No, the Towmaster trailer is line 49.
Yeah.
You're on the actual CIP.
Message trailer?
Oh, I'm on the CIP matrix, hold on. There's too many.
He's going by the list of
Tollmaster.
the bottom up.
Oh, the toll, that one,
Tollmaster.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
On the blue sheet, it's referred to as 2026, 2007 Towmaster 18-foot trailer.
In our actual budget, it would
20,000.
probably be in, what, line
488.
488?
For what?
488?
No, 489, right?
I don't think it matters, we know what it is, right?
I do not. I would like to know what line we're looking to cut in our budget.
So, well, then, I think it's gotta be 490, right? Because it's a vehicle, it's a solid waste operation vehicle.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's 489. I'm comparing the account numbers to determine that.
Same here.
489, that's currently listed at 200,000.
yes, and it would be 20,000.
That is correct. So that
It's
is 3 items.
$20,000 reduction to that line.
Yes.
The message trailer is in the same line, by the way, so you could do them both in
Can I?
one motion.
Okay, then I would
Yes.
like to amend my motion to include the message trailer and the Towmaster, reducing by 50,000.
Okay, so
Okay.
cutting,
And Izzy,
Second again.
Good?
cutting line 488.
489
It's fine, guys, line 489.
by 50,000.
50K. Have fun.
Okay. James made it,
Izzy seconded.
Izzy seconded. You guys have already spoken to it. Is there more discussion on this? Are we ready to vote? Okay, let's vote. Brian, you go first.
Yes.
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 Yes, yes.
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 I'm abstaining.
Peter?
Yes.
All right,
I know you're anxiously
hold on
waiting
a second, let her.
the count. It's 13.
It's a nail biter.
Yes, 0 no, 1 abstention.
Okay, now James, do something else?
Okay, so this is my second motion,
Okay,
is to reduce the item 6, remove item 6, the 200,000 road plan from the CIP, which is line, somebody wants to help me.
497.
Thank you. Reducing it by 200,000.
do I have a second?
Peter, you want to second it? I can second it.
Okay,
You can take it. You got it.
All right. Thank you.
I'm sorry, what was that line number?
so the line was 497. And it's a reduction of 200,000. Okay, do you guys, we want to speak to your motion, James?
Nope.
Nope. Brian?
No comment.
Joe?
This specific line needs to go down significantly more in order to get us to the right point in the budget, so I'll vote for this, but this is gonna be our December 2nd conversation, we're just gonna have to talk about it again.
Okay. Any further discussion? Richard?
Earlier this year, Adam came to us and he gave us a presentation about the road plan, demonstrating an ability to actually gain service life in our roads, probably for the first time in a while. I would caution that this is not extra money. This is an adjustment made to account for inflation to bring the purchasing power of what was originally budgeted last year back into parity with what he actually needs to do for work. You know, tax bills are expensive, but so are front ends and suspensions.
Okay. Any further comments, discussion? James?
Just to speak to that, Richard, I am not happy about making this motion, but we have to cut.
Yeah,
And I wanted to get to net positive, but I don't see a way around it this year.
Any further discussion? Okay, Allison, you want to start us?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Dan?
I'm gonna vote no.
Yes.
Abstaining on this.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Peter?
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 Yes. Yes.
That's 10 yes, 4 no, 1 abstention.
Okay,
That
so,
can't be right.
yeah, you're right.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 yes. 4 no, 1 abstention. That's what I get for trying to do the math. in my head.
Okay,
Can be right.
There's 4 no's, right?
4
There are
no's.
4 no's.
Can you repeat just the notes so we can make sure?
There are 4 no's. It was Olivia, Laura, myself, and Richard Manzo.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so it's 9 o'clock, so I think we need to stop for tonight, although I do want to just say one thing, one quick reminder. DPW took the huge hit last year, so we cannot, in my opinion, do too much more there, or we just have to be really conscious of the fact that they took a huge hit last year. So, we're gonna have to spread the wealth, or the lack of wealth, so to speak.
Richard has a question.
Yes,
I have a
Richard.
question for you. Just to be clear, the thing that you want me to bring up to the select board in specific is the Packer for the amount of $430,000. And what you would
Yes.
like to see is whether or not we would agree to putting that into a warrant article if it were to be cut from the budget.
If it, but I want the warrant article funded by the unreserved fund
Okay,
balance.
okay. I'll
So
bring that feedback to them.
that's a critical piece of information for you, Richard, about the unreserved fund balance. Because as Derek pointed out last time, when they have the unreserved fund balance, they overwhelmingly pass.
Okay, yeah, like I said, I can't make a personal determination on that, but I'll
Right.
bring that feedback back.
Right.
And talk to you on 2 Tuesdays from now.
Right. Okay, Laura?
It can wait.
Okay.
You see if they want to do the fire department's vehicle in there too? Just give them a, ask, a feel?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll say no.
I can,
They'll probably say no.
I'll bring it up.
Okay, now
Sure.
I'm gonna ask it then.
All right.
What is in the unreserved fund balance again? I know I can look it up, but you probably know it. Quicker.
I would have to look at where we
Okay.
are with tax rate setting. The board has already voted to put $350,000 towards fire apparatus capital reserve. We would most likely be comfortable somewhere in the 750 to $1 million range. We'd have to look at it.
Including the 350 or after the
No,
350?
Including the 350, so an additional maybe 600,000, but I'd have to look at it.
Okay,
I don't know what four fingers means.
No, I gotta ask this question.
all right.
So we have $1 million that have been overtaxed in our unreserved fund balance that we want to use for warrant articles versus giving back to offset taxes? Is that what I'm hearing?
No.
So we don't have an overcollection of $1 million in our unreserved fund balance right now?
No.
Because it's not all from over collection, first of all.
Well, the fund balance is an under expenditure of our operating budget or an over collection of revenue, i.e. taxes, because that's the only thing a government can use is taxes to raise revenue.
Or
It
grants.
could also be a reclassification of other fund
Grants or
balance.
taxes that come from other taxation from the states or the country.
I don't know if that's a pretty like
Because the
third
unreserved
party.
fund, the unreserved fund balance includes uncollected taxes
Yes.
as well as over-collected taxes, so I'm not seeing that point.
Okay.
So what is our percentage of our unreserved fund balance at the town? Because I think that we're supposed to be a range, and what is that range and where are we at?
So the select board has a fund balance policy. They have a target of 16%. Again, that 16% is not just the town. It is the money that we have to collect and turn over to the school and the county as well. So as those budgets grow, the amount that we need to hold is maintained. But we were at, let me just get to our tax rate sheet from this year. So I don't want to go off the cuff on this. Let's see. Okay. So when the select board set the tax rate, we were at 13.79%. Again, they have a target of 16% with a minimum of 12%.
Okay. Sam?
Wouldn't the argument also be that it's, if the town did over-collect taxes, like if what Jared was saying is true, the select board wouldn't be able to give that money back to the voters until 2026. And so if these warrant articles were to pass, right, and we were to move that money from unreserved fund balance to these vehicles, just less money would go to the taxpayers, back to the taxpayers in 2026. Right?
I'm too tired for that argument. I couldn't follow that one, Sam.
Does that make sense? Does that, what I'm saying make sense?
My statement that I would make is, we've collected taxes, and I make this argument to my board all the time. If we put something on a warrant article and say, to come from unreserved fund balance, Elizabeth, I think I heard say, those tend to pass more because people think that, oh, it's not gonna be raised by taxation.
They do. You're right.
Which she's saying is correct, and I would interject, it's because the taxes have already been collected
Right.
and not given back. So it is still taxation, it's just taxation that's already occurred.
But I believe there was a change in the language for those articles to
Right,
make
there
that
was.
clear to people.
But it's still unclear for people, unfortunately.
That's an education problem,
know.
I think, because the thing is, if they vote it down, then it does go back to, I mean, they're being given an option,
So
right?
the
That's what we're getting to
language we
choose.
used last year was this sum to come from unassigned fund balance, no new amount to be raised by taxation. We did make an adjustment in, I don't know if it was last year or the year before.
Okay, Brian?
Thanks, Madam Chair. So I have an ask, and then I can make a motion to adjourn. Okay. The ask is for Danielle and Derek. Appreciate this. Could we get an updated one with the new percentage before our next meeting?
Which sheet is that?
The reductions.
Yeah, I've been keeping a tally as we've gone
I didn't get
tonight.
that. I didn't get that.
It's right over here. Didn't, when you came get?
No.
No.
Oh, that's good.
I was wondering.
What a special.
Sure.
It's fine.
That's right.
I'm just using my unofficial
Laura,
one
who's
that
one
I've
over
been
there?
doing.
You didn't get one either?
Well, it's obsolete now because there's a new number.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe a couple of them.
Well then,
I thought there was.
I thought it was from
You're
yesterday, I
good.
thought it was from Tuesday, that's why I didn't pass it out.
fine. And then,
I can make my motion to adjourn.
I'm gonna,
Second.
I'll hear it.
Okay, all those in favor of adjourning, just say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, we're done. Have a good Thanksgiving. We'll see you all December 2nd.
Right.